Okay. So I'm going to go here. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Snow Remover. Hi, Outside with Kim. Outside with Kim? I think it's your first time here, isn't it? GB, Joe Glover, Monica Lopez. I believe it's your first time here. Dana Solie. Oh, I've got to do something really quick here. There we go. Okay. Now we'll see. Lindy Uribe, Tina Medley, Sean Sneed, Angie Ella, Mimi, Elise K, Lee Showron. I believe it's your first time here. Vicky. What's up with that? Your third live. Welcome, welcome. Recliner Detective, welcome. Recliner Detective. Did you change your name? Chelsea, Cheryl Curtis, Janine, Janae, Ash Lewis, Peggy K, Pixie Ted, Deborah Brown, DB, Red Raven Spirit, Rita, Kim Miller, and Mary. Okay, so what is my my title about? Well, I think you know there's someone, self-praise is no praise, right? But they tout themselves as a very critical thinker and accuse everyone else of not thinking critically, correct? Correct. Georgia Kenley, hello. Amy O'Behave. Jenny Anderson, Sue W. Tammy Flo. And, well, today let me just grab my text right here. Hang on. Grab my text. I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm just going to block out part of her number. Okay. And let me just edit this and block that out. And I'm going to pull it up here on the big screen in a minute when I block this out. Part of her number there. So I'm going to have to grab the pen, right? And I'll take that one. How come it's not? Oh, there we go. So we're not doxers. Okay. Now, let me upload this to my email. Ouch. Gotta get to my email. Hold on a minute. La, 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 la. Okay, well, I might, Why won't it let me email it to myself? All right, you know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. I'll save it to my files. Now I can email it to myself. So that I can pull it up here on the big screen. Let me see here. So, compose the email. Hang on. Attach. Where's my pictures, photos? go. And got that in there. Okay. My email in there. Okay. Now I'll pull it up and put it up on the screen. Okay. Because it's sad that we have to do this, but she's going around blaming me for this and she knows it, but she's thought critically. And when you see how flippant she is, where she can come in and ask something, but then won't address what's going on after she's saying something and accusing me of something, sorry, you should think before you text. Okay, but I don't need any more fake hate directed my way, because I think that's exactly what her goal here is, to have me, my family threatened or possibly hurt over this, okay? Let's see then. Let me pull this up. There's an image in a new tab. Okay, so here we go. This is another thing when she accused me, this one up here, this Carolyn, just because that lady had the name Carolyn, she accused me of leaving harassing messages. Okay? Is she a Patreon of yours? No, I've never heard of her. Okay. Now, here's today. Well, yet it's now, it says yesterday, 9:58 a.m. Carolyn, at what point are you going to stay in your own lane and leave me alone? I have not done a thing to you, I answered. I did not call the police, as I am being accused of. Sorry, it ain't me, babe. I'm told you admitted and bragged. Okay, right there, you came to me with this when you were told, didn't see anything, had no proof. This is how you come to me? Are you serious? You're a critical thinker? I think not. I think not. I think you're an impulsive bully. And you're menacing. So when you come at me with this, really where? And no answer. Crickets. Because she has not one shred of proof, nor will she ever have one. Because it was not me who called the police. I don't even know anything about it. But you know what I find interesting is that a guy she called a, another term for cat last night, has a screenshot from another mod of one of the people that was there saying that they would call the police if he showed up because he has so much anger inside of him, they don't want him there. So you might want to look that way or somewhere else and stop accusing people. That might be a good place to start. And I hope all of you people that are with her, you see that she did not tell the truth here, okay? Because she told them it was all me. Anyway, hope you see that. Now where's the live stream? Live stream. I don't know where my live stream is. We had terrible thunderstorms, terrible. Thunder, lightning. Here we go. Very, very frightening. What the heck is my live stream? I'm just going to have to go to another live. The live stream's not there. But yeah, when you go ahead and you're trying to create some more hate for me over lies, yeah, Okay. So let's see. Let's see what's going on in this chat. Why are people believing things without... She wanted to believe that. Don't you understand? She wanted to believe that because she wanted people to be on the warpath about me. This is why everybody blames everything in this community on me. It's a freaking joke. When something's blamed on someone else, I'm actually surprised. Every single video I see, I say to Jimmy, guarantee you it's going to be blamed or connected in some way to me. Because if it's not me that did it, it's me that sent the people. Okay? They think that they are people that I'm even concerned about in the slightest. I don't play that way. I don't have to play that way. Okay? Maybe they do, but I don't. But it's disgusting. And I don't know why the chat is not caught up because... yes, Ann Johns, she is being sued by Ray Andraccio. Yes. I am out again soon. I feel dreadful. Oh, really? Feel better, Rubbity Bob. Made of Stardust. Yeah, she's a liar, but did she, go in there and correct anything? I doubt it very much. Hi, Susan DeFio. Let me see. Let me just text this lady in New York that I have absolutely zero proof that she did anything, and I'm just going to say that she did and tell her when is she going to stay in her own lane. Sounds like they had a great time to be so angry. But anyway, I'm tired of staying quiet now. Really, if you want to text me, I'm going to show it because I have no desire to text you at all, and there's nothing you need to be texting me about or calling me like the last time. Lying that I was harassing you. Another thing that you said, Bobbity Bob told you, right? Well, Bobbity Bob told me, and so you just called me all angry, yelling. That's not critical thinking. What are you drinking? Looks like a beer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
What else is it?
What is it? Green tea?
No, beer.
Come on, what is that?
You see the fizz, it's beer, Mom.
It's not beer, Luke.
Alright, I guess it's not.
Let me see that.
Cream
soda.
Oh, yeah. AKA beer.
Yeah, AKA cream soda.
AKA beer.
Hi, Nana Patty. Hi, Carla.
Well, I went to Beer World yesterday, Mom.
Did anyone actually go meet them other than the critters?
Hello, guys.
I don't even know. Who care? I really don't care. But I just care that she's always constantly on the blame. The one to blame. Let's see. Who are you gonna blame? MRB. I say apparently because this is only what I've heard from several sources. Luke, please don't do that.
What about the ASMR?
No, go do it on your channel. They don't like it here. Hi, Finn. I actually think she's really scared herself. Yeah, she tries to be a real tough lady, but I don't think she's so tough. Nor do I think she's a critical thinker. I think that speaks for itself. They were 3 sheets to the wind and probably rowdy and foul-mouthed. The restaurant, I'm sure, called the Popo. Yeah, I don't know who did. It wasn't me.
See you guys.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Good night.
Good night. Love you.
Had to burp there. Didn't burp. Didn't work.
Vicky, it's just, Hi, Lady Fatima. Captain Kangaroo. It's just easy, I guess, for them to go around and say you did it rather than find out who did it, why they did it, right? What was the reason? Because you don't get thrown out of a restaurant if you're not doing something. Jimmy, what's on the TV? Jimmy?
Yeah.
What is that?
What you sent me.
Okay, can you stop that then, please?
I'll turn it down.
It's too loud. It sounds like a elephant screaming.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we all know the truth, Ann Johns, but hopefully maybe one or two of her people will see that and see that she's not telling the truth. The reason of change of location was wrong location. The Westminster location is where they went to eat. They went to the other one, but they didn't have the clean food, remember? So they went to the Westminster location. Hi, Sandra K. Tammy Flo. But I will be completely honest and say that I find her to be a fascinating psychological study. Her and her psychopaths. Can you imagine trying to eat somewhere with their loud mouths in the vicinity? No, not really. I don't want to tell you what I couldn't. I won't even go into it. Okay. Eating would be the last thing that I would want to be doing. Let's just put it that way. Hi, Rosalita. So, yeah, so much crap circulating, but hi, Frida Schnell, how are you? Not me. I'm hungry now, though. I did not eat a lot today. And I swam and I walked and I power washed and I sweated my brains out. Does anybody else want to clean up? Anybody else want to Does anybody else want to come on panel and air some grievances or clear up some untruths? Anybody else want to call somebody out on something? Swimming makes me so hungry. Yeah, Fogarty, yeah. Carol and I had a thought. Are they trying to make you talk? No. How would that make me talk about the case? There's nothing to talk. I mean, there's absolutely zilch to talk about, even though someone's going around claiming never before seen evidence and all that crap. It's all fake. It's all fake. It all goes according to that playlist. I'm going to call it a playlist now. No, I did not recover my emails. They said that they did, and then they said to go in and check, and I went in and checked, and there was only 5,466 in there. And I called them up, and I said, what the freak is going on? And then the guy said he thinks it's because it's a synchronization error. He says he doesn't think they're gone. They're working hard to get them back. They had to put in another ticket. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know. That's my mommy ramblings business, 12 years of stuff. It's just, it's really upsetting, but what are you going to do? I don't know. We'll see. Carolyn, you want something? You want to clear up something? Okay, I'll put a number in Slack. I am so hungry, but I don't know what I want to eat. I want to eat something like an appetizer. I don't know. I feel like something hot, almost like something. I don't know what I want. Just want. I feel like I'm so hungry. Like I wish I had my marinated asparagus. Cannot find that anymore. Ever since I told you people about that, I should try to order it on Amazon. I am like starving right now. Okay. Now let me see. I'm going to just go on just really quick and see if I can get that marinated asparagus. Marinated asparagus. See, it's like so ridiculous. How much is that? 12? Maybe I should just order that. I'm so hungry. One person hearing the... Hi, Mimi.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. Did I let Scooter in? Cause she... Hold on a minute. Scooter, are you in here? Scooter, are you here? No, Scooter. I saw her in here. Let me see.
She's in chat.
No. Oh, see, oh, sorry, Scooter. She was here first and I forgot to admit her. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. I think she has some grievances. Okay, Scooter. You have
Just real quick, and I won't keep you.
Hi, Scooter.
There was a Peggy K and a couple other people want to ask if you could somehow put your mic a little bit closer to you, because they say that the panel guests are always louder than you and they can't hardly hear you. And I have thought that myself before.
Okay.
So Peggy K just asked me she reminded me.
All right. Hopefully that's
I
better
mean-
now.
Hey, Scooter. I'm going to your next 4th of July party.
Oh,
Pardon me?
Scooter's 4th of July get together. It looks
about-
so much fun.
Oh,
so
yeah, there was.
you didn't have a grievance to air at all?
Oh, no, I was just calling to tell you that.
Oh, wow. We were getting all excited that you had some big grievance.
Oh, no. I took care of mine yesterday. I've had enough for right now, girl.
Okay. You sure you don't have anything to say to anybody, any snow remover or anybody? Hasn't ticked you off lately?
Let's see, I could think of something, sure. Not snow remover, but I do have one with Moo.
I don't think she's here though.
I bet she's listening.
I don't know.
Moo. Tired of you not calling in. You always say you're gonna.
She likes the alligator better.
do. She never does anymore, right?
She likes the alligator better.
I know. Something. It's that guy she's been dating.
Leonard.
Oh, she told you his name? See, she won't even tell me the name.
Leonard.
But he has been spending the night.
I know. He convinced
She
her to get
called.
rid of that Pottery Barn couch. Did you hear that? He got a leather one sent to her.
No.
Brown leather.
Wow.
Yeah, she calls him her gentleman caller.
I know. She told me he was her gentleman friend.
Okay, snow remover, bring it. Okay. You know what? I will bring it. Okay?
Okay. You want to know
I
something?
came here first tonight, okay? And she put in chat that she was first.
Really?
And yeah, can you go back and look?
Not right now because I can only go back so far in the replay, but I'll have to check later.
Yeah, and then she's been real snotty with me.
Oh, there's Moo.
Every time. There she is, see?
She put 2 scooters.
I know. And why are you crying, Moo? Just stop it. You know that gentleman caller means more to you than every single one of us here.
He's probably there tonight.
And she's been blowing us all off since she met
She's
him.
been cooking for him.
Oh, of course.
Got the KitchenAid mixer out because of him. She's making pies.
Yeah. She made him that, what, lemon meringue?
You want to know something?
Yes.
She made him a triple berry pie with blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries
What?
with fresh cream.
Moo.
That's what she told me the other night. And she rushed me right off the phone.
Yeah, you know, I can't even get her to answer a text anymore. She's always like, well, she'll have like one of those messages always, put on her phone, on her text. It's like an automatic thing. She put her own thing in there and it says,
Okay.
gentleman caller is here.
Now, do you want to know something?
Yes, I want to know
Do you
something.
know where he comes from?
No, where?
He owns an animal sanctuary.
What?
No wonder.
That's how she got together with him because she was calling around about the alligator where he would go,
Yes.
right? And then she wanted to go out there and visit and she wanted to find out about a sponsorship. Remember the last time about a sponsorship?
Yeah.
Well, she got in her RAV4 and she motored on down there. And then
What?
she met him and then they hit it off and they've been together ever since.
So she can't even call in one time.
No, because now she's going back and forth. She's going with all the other animals that he has in his sanctuary. And now get this one. She wants
What?
to get Mr. Chompy in there because she's so afraid something will happen to him. And it's so nice at this sanctuary. She wants to get him in there early.
Oh my gosh. Moo. I'm worried because,
She's been spending a lot of time in the sanctuary with all of the animals.
yeah, but he's asked her to sell her house.
I know, and she wants to go because she wants to be with the animals. And he has a really nice house on the grounds. Her daughter's kind of pissed too,
Yeah. Well, her daughters have both been in touch with me.
I know. They're like, I don't know. She just met this guy and now she had a realtor at the house, they said. And they said she hasn't even fully unpacked. And you know what she told them? Well, better yet, because I'm just going to be loading in on a truck and moving down to where he is. So it's a good thing I didn't unpack. She's gotten real snippy and just totally not her character. They said she's been real moody and it's my life, she said.
Oh my goodness.
Big change.
Moo the zoo, somebody said.
Muzu, yeah. She has been throwing about that name. They probably heard that.
Moo, don't give up everything for this feller.
What if it doesn't work out? Then your house is sold and you've got she would never leave him because she would be so attached to the animals.
I don't know. Where she's going to live there, some little rinky-dink camper trailer on the grounds.
Camper trailer. He's got a really nice McMansion, though.
A really nice what?
A McMansion.
Well, she's not allowed to live in it with him. You know why?
Why?
Do you want to know something?
Yeah.
His wife is in that McMansion with him.
She told me he was divorced.
He's not.
Wow. She did mention that there is a camper trailer. She told me she wanted to stay there because it was closer to the animals. But she told me she's also thinking of when she sells her house to get one of those Airstreams that are really renovated
Uh-huh.
and have that brought in.
Well, I don't know because she told me when she sells the house, she is giving him all the money for the, sanctuary.
I know. Yep. Yep. She just wants to get enough money to put up an Airstream and stuff. Like I think they had to put a concrete pad under it and stuff.
Oh, well, that'll be something, I guess.
She was
but
playing with the chimpanzees the other day.
She was?
Mookie and Smokey. Yeah, she didn't send you those pictures.
She did, but I couldn't really make them out real well. It looked like the monkey was taking pictures of her.
Chimpanzee, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
He takes selfies. She says, "Look, I give him my iPhone," and I'm like, "You're not worried about your broccoli rubber band anymore?" She doesn't even care. He took the broccoli rubber band and he flung it like this, and she didn't even care. Her phone has no broccoli rubber band anymore. She's completely lost it. Her daughter calls me a couple times a day saying that I can't believe this. He's packing up everything.
Gosh. No. Come on.
Yeah,
You can't do
those are their
this.
names, Mookie and Smokey.
Oh my gosh, Lou.
I don't understand, Moo. This is a temporary lapse of insanity, I believe.
Yeah, it's very much out of character for her.
You're really smitten on this guy. You should just wait it out. See how you feel in a year. This is a big upheaval. I mean, selling your house and everything, the realtor. Come on. The daughter keeps pulling the for sale sign out of the lawn, but it's already on realtor.com. I just saw it today.
Oh my God.
I didn't, she said, she kind of lied to us because she said she never wanted to get married again, never wanted to be in a relationship again. She'd been there, done that a couple times. And then look at this. She just because of Mr. Snappy or Chompy, she changed his name. But, yeah, then this guy is like the greatest thing in the world. And how much, she probably doesn't even really love him. She just is in love with that sanctuary.
Probably.
Figures like, I don't feel like setting up a whole sanctuary. If I marry this guy, I'll just, walk right into it.
Yeah, it's already set up and everything. Yeah. What if
No, his name is Leonard. Sandra Kay.
Leonard?
Yeah, she calls him Leo, the lion. And there is a lion there, you know that?
Is there?
She's been throwing him steaks. And I'm like, don't get in there. Don't get in that cage. And she's like, oh no, but he's so sweet. She's like, he's just a big cat. He's kind of like Milo, bitey cat. And I'm like, yeah, except he can do a lot more harm than Milo can.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy. She's getting close. She's like, he actually came and just took this steak really gingerly out of my hand. I'm like, you're going to get yourself killed. And even Leonard said, "No, no, Moo, you got to throw it, throw it." Sickening. And here she is now. She's gonna try to justify all of this. And Nana Patty's gonna come to take up for her.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry that Scooter brought it up, but you have had a temporary lapse of insanity with Leonard.
Oh my God. Oh
Man,
my
all them to
God.
thank you.
Thank you for defending me, Nana Patty. I really appreciate it. And
Anytime.
I apologize for not saying hi to everyone in chat, but I was feeling distressed.
I'm worried about you. I mean, your daughters are calling me like 2 times a day and saying, I don't know what to do with her, that you called the realtor, you had the houses put up for sale.
Oh my gosh.
You're running back and forth to that sanctuary a couple times a day with pies and then food for the animals.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Listen, let me explain to you. I'm eating McDonald's.
Yeah, because that's why you have to grab stuff on your way back and forth. You have no time to cook anymore.
Well, I just ate a fish sandwich and now I'm eating an egg McMuffin.
Oh. That's running that sanctuary, you burn off a lot of calories
Look.
and stuff. Yeah,
You see?
I see. She probably just got home too, because she's out there till like way after dark.
Listen, I'm in enough trouble with my New York daughter because she, our devices are connected and she can see where I am on GPS. And she keeps sending pictures of me across the lake at 3 a.m. in the neighbor's house. Because the GPS is off. Other times it shows me in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, Vicky, she's not so worried that he's married because she's really not that into him. She's more into the animals.
Moo. People go live from the animal sanctuary.
Oh my goodness.
I can't even go live because I don't even have enough subscribers.
Well, you can
Yes,
get
you can.
StreamYards. You can get StreamYards or something. I don't have StreamYards, but I know people that don't say they use
Oh,
StreamYards.
is that what I was wondering how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I did it, Moo. StreamYard.
Oh.
You do sound pretty spunky.
Sorry, I'm chewing.
She's so hungry because she's just feeding the animals all day and playing with them.
Moo, are they telling the truth about you?
No. I can barely leave the house to go get milk.
That's what she wants you to think.
No, I force myself to go out. I force myself to drive to the beach.
Drive to the
And
sanctuary,
stuff like
back
that.
from the
I
sanctuary
really don't
to
like
the
to-
sanctuary, back from the sanctuary
I also
to
I don't
Publix.
like people.
I know, that's why you're happy with the animals.
But I did find out one of my neighbors is a trainer at
See?
one of the Florida,
Animal parks.
yes, the famous places.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Told you.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say.
And his name is Leonard. And his name is Leonard.
It's a lady.
Yeah. A lady.
But sorry, I'm eating. I really am eating McDonald's. Oh my god. I'm choking now. Oh my god. No,
I'm just gonna make a
I'm
quick
gonna
salad
speak to
and
my
hop right
neighbor
here.
about Snappy. Because she might know a safe place where I can take Snappy or get Snappy, nice, cushy place to live. Where I don't have to like marry some gross trainer named Leonard. Or Sanctuary.
He's already married, though, no?
What?
You told me he was married already.
I don't mess with married people. I don't go near them. Oh my gosh, that yeah, you old true crime people may know that leads to trouble. No.
Oh my goodness.
I was good. You haven't stirred up this much trouble since I was sending those pictures to Dave.
I know, now you're up to some front. At least it's not my husband this time.
Huh? What did
At
you
least
say?
it's not my husband. At least it's not my husband this time.
Oh my God. Oh, my reputation is destroyed. Yeah,
Is my sound going out?
it's in and out.
Oh, sorry.
Which abode are you in tonight?
We're
Cottage?
back down to the cottage. Yeah, we just came down here, earlier this afternoon.
I'm trying to figure out. See, are you relying on Wi-Fi from the air, like LTE, or you have a router there?
I'm relying on what's on my phone, but there is like a tiny, tiny little router from Verizon that we have, for internet for the TV and, for Netflix and
Yeah,
stuff.
because I was about to say, if you want, I mean, I might be able to try to help you with getting a router set up like over the phone because I had a problem in my New York place because the walls are concrete.
Uh-huh.
There's this nifty little router that you can like daisy chain. I basically had to put routers to repeat all the way to the back rooms. It worked like a charm. I even have some. I could send you a couple. They're easy. They're wonderful little routers. They're easy to buy. But that might help a lot. You see, I'm trying to change the subject from my antics. Where's the sanctuary? Where were you all sending me? Orlando or something?
You're the one that knows where it is.
I'm muting so I don't get yelled at.
Well, there's Gatorland in Orlando. That place is crazy. If you want to see some crazy sanctuaries, look up Gatorland in Orlando. They're like crazy getting close with the gators and crocodiles. You should see that.
Yeah.
And they
Carolyn,
go up, they raise
sorry.
the alligator nests with the mother sitting right there. They're like, wow, she's right there. We're gonna get killed. They're
Oh my
nuts.
goodness. Caroline, what did you find to eat, my child?
That's Carolyn, not Caroline.
I call her Caroline.
Salad.
That's what I thought. A big piece of lettuce.
I actually called to register a huge complaint, but I'm afraid to bring it up.
Go for it.
Go ahead, register your complaint. Cause I'm
No, you already covered it. That I'll have to tell, my biggest complaint, I have to tell you privately. I'll send you a screenshot. Oh my God. No, the clown show last night is, it's just so ridiculous.
The clown show.
I did see that there was a, oh, I don't know if I should, do you really want me to, I don't know if it's a good idea to talk about this stuff. But apparently there was so much, something caused someone to have a change of heart about the rocks that were taken from, the house. So the stories about the rocks have changed a few times, so I thought that was interesting.
I thought it was on video.
It is on video, but the first comment was, I shouldn't have taken them. I don't know why I did. And they're staying in Colorado, the rocks and that. And then the second story I heard was, oh, I only took them so I could sleep with them in the same room and see if whatever, probably something to do with vibes.
Oh my
So the
goodness.
first story was, I don't know why I took them. And the second one was, I know exactly why I took them, so that I could sleep in the same room with them. So that already doesn't add up. And then the other person, KG, before I name names, I think, yeah, it was KG. She said she took one, and she seemed very pleased about it. Her rock ain't staying in Colorado. So, but apparently somebody feels they have to apologize and say the rocks are staying in Colorado, but we don't know where they're staying, but apparently they're not going back to where she took them. So anyway, it's such weird, stupid drama. I mean, it was so invasive. That was just so, well, it was just good YouTubers doing the right things for children, right? Going to that.
Right. Yeah.
That was, I'm surprised that video is still up. It just turned my stomach.
I didn't watch it. Just hearing about it was enough to turn mine.
It was horrible. And if you have respect for the deceased people involved, walk out there
It was a
dressed
lot
like
of
you just had.
theatrics, and I thought, oh my gosh, if she's gonna throw herself on the porch crying, oh boy.
Oh my God. No, instead she walks up there like she just got out of a burlesque show, just dressed up like she was in a strip show. It was just, the lack of respect was just. Oh, and the other thing was, one of them said, "Oh, I got permission to take rocks."
From you, really?
One of them said that. I asked first, but I think the person that was asked was probably the burlesque show performer. I mean, it just revolting. Anyway, I just don't know how someone puts themselves in that kind of spotlight and then complains that people complain. I just don't.
Yeah, and you know what? And speaking of covering the cases with the alternative facts and saying that they keep the stories alive, there was an article that I read today that said the YouTubers that are doing that are actually hindering the investigators because people are calling in tips while listening to these YouTubers' alternate facts, and they're having to go check out those tips, and they said it's doing more harm than good. So for them to keep saying they're doing such a great thing, they're not. They're not.
Just ridiculous.
Well, yeah, they can't investigate their real cases.
But none of these people are gonna care about that at all.
No.
Not at all. And the critical one, I don't even think that one is even pretending to care about people, the victims. She's sitting there, vamping in the booth she's all dressed up and she's in there saying, "Oh, look at me. Here I am sitting in the actual booth where, I mean, it's just like, God, can you imagine the
I
money
don't
they
even think
spent?
that wasn't even the correct one, was it?
Well, I think they went to both because apparently they got thrown out of one or something.
You're right.
Well,
I
of
called
course,
the
that was
police,
blamed on
and
you, yeah.
I've been gloating about it.
Right. Well, she probably got to plant her little butt in, both locations, but she claims that she's sitting in the booth with, you know, and it's like, wow, if all these people who are so concerned about children and how great they are as YouTubers bringing people to justice, if they care about this, why don't they take the money that they spent to go meet each other in Denver and that area? Take the money instead of doing that. Why not donate it to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children? Why not do that with your money? Instead, there are these, oh, and that vulgar thing. Oh my God, I haven't seen anything that sleazy since I used to go to sleazy bars myself. That back when I was in my 20s. Oh my God, I would have walked out of a bar like that. Did you see the bar where they're dancing?
I couldn't even watch because I need a shower if I watch something like that.
It was, well, it was gross. I mean, it was just, it was a kind of, it was a dive, it looked like a dive bar, maybe nice, but it was basically empty. I'm sure because of the pandemic, but it was so gross. It looked like your feet would stick to the floor. It's that gross.
Yeah,
Just really disgusting.
I've heard a lot about it.
There they are, the two stars, well, as they worded it, what did they say? One of them said, called them both divas, even though one is not a lady, but I believe the one who said, we're the biggest divas in the world was the gentleman who said that. So nobody yell at me for calling a male guy a diva, but he's the one that said it. But anyway, the two of the world's biggest YouTube divas are dancing it up on an empty floor in the sleaziest little, looked like a roadhouse that, oh, it was just so sad. It really, it was the kind of place that, when I did go, laugh it up in bars, at least we went to places that were elegant.
Right.
This
That's what I
was-
don't understand because a lot of the time she'll call people out and act like she's such a classy person, but then
Oh, this was just sad. I mean, to see these, it was just like looking at two degenerates. Not to call them degenerates, I'm just saying it appeared that way.
it wasn't good. And but the real thing was that for a year he's been going around cursing people out about his sobriety, and then they just totally, it was the biggest joke.
Well, the other
Cheers
thing, he
to it,
contradicts
and
himself.
and then people are all saying that. They're saying don't come back here and even mention your sobriety again. And I think that's why he hasn't been on.
Yeah, I was wondering what
Because
happened.
it's a
Well,
total,
maybe
because he
has
knows,
massive
everybody knows it's a total joke now. You've made a fool of yourself. They knew it was a total joke, but now they for sure know it's a total joke.
Of course it is.
And
the
so
other thing
everybody
was he-
cursed out, and everybody he attacked, that was all just because he's a mean person.
Be right back.
on his last apology tour, he was saying, well, that was a good lesson to me to drink all those beers. Because he says he had 5 beers. Yeah, I bet they were beer. But anyway, he said, because I just can't drink. Because when I drink, I'm mean. It was basically, so that was God's message to me is that don't drink alcohol because it makes you mean. Okay, well then the other day, he's saying, oh, well, I'm talking about my 1-year sobriety with drugs. I can have alcohol. And it's like, wait, you just
Yeah,
went on a
it's
whole
totally
college
changed because
tour.
it's never been a real story. It's never been the truth.
I
Never.
know, it's just bull.
It's just
Right.
been something that looked good because somebody else was doing a channel like that. And so this looks good, and maybe people will be really supportive because they think I'm doing a great thing. And now I think that he's got a different channel where he just curses people out. He'll probably just move to that, just being a mean, nasty person that he is.
Well, you
At least,
actually
at
saw
least
a
if he does
video.
that, at least if he does that, he will be true to who he is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you're gonna be a dirty sack of crap, that's fine. But admit it. Just come out and say, well, you know what? I'm a dirty sack of crap, and this is what I have to say about people. But to say, oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. People are so mean to me. I'm not a dirty sack of crap. Well, you know, he is. That's what he is. So.
Right. No, I think that's what I think he's probably rethinking what he wants to do. But, yeah.
And then he did a whole thing where he talks about people doxing him, and he's standing in front of his own stupid house. He's
But yeah.
standing in front of
Right. But
his
he
own
doxes
home.
everyone. Yeah.
He does a full walk around the complex, and anybody with 5 brain cells left who hasn't already looked him up anyway, because it's so obvious. But I mean, he puts all this stuff up, and anybody can find where he lives just because he stood in front of the place and gave a walking tour of it. It's like, my God. And then he started whining later that somebody doxed him. It's so dumb.
Okay, Snow Remover wants me to just to show this new screenshot to the people that came in. So the title, people that came in, this morning I was texted by the critical one, and that would be right here, 9:58 a.m. Carolyn, at what point are you going to stay in your own lane and leave me alone? Okay. She is hell-bent on accusing me of calling the cops at the lazy dog. I said, I have not done a thing to you. This is not the first time she's accused me. This text messages of ours right here is where she was accusing me of being this person. Okay. Then prior to that, she accused me of giving her harassing phone calls. Why was that? She said Bobbity Bob told her. She's never had one shred of proof for anything that she's ever said to me. Then, okay, here now she's accusing me of something else. And I said, I have not done one thing to you. I did not call the police as I'm being accused of. Sorry, it ain't me, babe. And she goes, the critical thinker, I'm told you admitted and bragged. Yeah, but she didn't check it out? No. So I go, really? Where? Crickets. Absolute crickets. Never answered. That's what she does. Yet she told everybody that I did this. She knows it's all me. So, nice. So, yeah, I will call her out on the crap. The only time she ever texts me, and I don't want her to text me at all, and I'm blocking her number now, it's blocked, is to accuse me of something. I wanted to see if she would answer me, but nope, no answer. So it's blocked.
No, she's been depending on you for getting subscribers for. I mean, I told you a long time ago. I only found your channel because she was. I'm not going to mention the mods because a lot of them saw the light and left. But they said very specifically, you may not go to that channel. You may not MRB. You may not discuss it. And once oh my God, I almost got myself killed because I said, well, who is this person and why? That was Carol. That was before I realized that our daughters knew each other for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was true. But anyway, so she's going, I said, so who is this NRB and why? I don't, what is the deal? I mean, I was innocent. I've never been on YouTube. This was back in Facebook. So I had no idea of the YouTube world. And I thought I was going to get banned for even asking. And they said, you're not allowed to discuss it either. It's not your business to know. But in other words, you were on the shite list, but we weren't allowed to know why. We were just supposed to obey. And this goes back to, oh my gosh, this goes back to right when there first were groups, true crime groups discussing lots. This goes back to before, this was right after the J and K breakup, when it was still just a podcast, because I didn't even see it in Facebook. I first heard of it on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those two, not the case. And so this is how far back her problem with you goes, all the way back to the very beginnings of her post breakup with Jay. I think that's how far her. And she would not tell people what she had against you. She just said that you were basically an unauthorized place to go, and anybody mentioning you would be, kicked out of the groups because she had all these secret Facebook groups. It's just nuts. And of course, that immediately got my curiosity up. So, and then when I came over, of course, I appeared to be a troll. Because I've never been
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Right. Yep. I outed that on a video. Hurricane House, I can't believe they outed it on a video. It's pretty funny how people try to blame people for things they know aren't true. Then you ask them to prove it, and they block you. Yeah, but except I blocked her this time after she didn't answer me. Because this is the third time she's accused me of something and had no proof, didn't think critically about it, and then just said that.
Scooter?
Oh, I see, Pamela, gotcha.
Scooter, you gone? Scooter, look at what Scooter did. She forced my hand and made me come up and confess my crimes, and now she's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what Scooter. What are you doing?
She said that she would be right back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, Carolyn, I want to send you. I want to send you something funny.
You want to what?
If you're in the mood for something.
Oh,
funny,
okay, sure.
Where should I send it? Facebook Messenger or where?
Yeah, you can send it to Facebook Messenger.
You're rubber banding. What do you prefer?
I'm rubber banding?
Yeah, for me, you keep breaking up since you moved the mic. Something.
Am I breaking up for anyone else? Let me see. Am I breaking up for anyone else?
Not for me.
No, when you moved, now you're not.
You did for a second there.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, you could send it to Facebook Messenger. It's fine.
Okay. I just thought this was really funny.
Yeah, a ring light. They were holding a ring light. I believe that.
You just got a new subscriber. Shruggity K.
Oh yeah, I think that was on here when we got on here. Thank you, Shrooky. Okay, they all say it's good. Okay. So, I think Foxy Bot's calling in. She has a short story. She said, don't worry, it's a short story. She has to go to bed. But she said, Foxy Bot, the number, I emailed it to you.
So look, Carolyn, look at the photograph, and then look at who's making a comment about the. Somebody special when they're making a comment about the clothing of the person in the.
Oh, yes.
Photo.
Yeah, very nice.
Another one is in it for the children.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there she is. Foxy Bot, is that you?
Eva,
Hi.
¿cómo se va?
How are you?
Maticha, how you doing?
How good?
Hey, Jessica La Pin. Jessica, is that Scooter I just heard?
No, that was Moo.
That was Moo? Oh, Moo.
Hi.
Moo's in love.
Yeah, she's a
I've been laughing. I didn't mean to get on. I just was going to catch and say hi to y'all and then go to bed. But then you started to make me laugh with all this cutting up with Moo and her boyfriend and the animal farm.
The animal sanctuary.
And the cocoa tree.
And the cocoa tree, yeah.
Oh, I love my little
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you do. I mean, you're going to move your whole life so you can go over there. Where is he? Is he not in Florida, is he? That's dangerous.
Yeah, they're in Florida.
Man.
Yep.
They had an alligator farm in Florida. I've been there. Don't go.
Oh,
It
that's
has
not
a
good.
very rickety bridge, and you do not want to go across that thing. You can pay me to go.
Are
They
you
have
talking about,
hundreds and hundreds of alligators
are you
just
talking
barking
about,
because they go, hmm?
are you talking
What?
about the alligator farm in St. Augustine?
No, I'm talking about the one outside Orlando,
Oh, in Orlando. Was that Gator?
right on the edge of Orlando. Yeah,
Gatorland?
Yeah,
I
there's
took
one
a
called
bunch of
Gator.
Mormons there.
Yeah, that
I
place.
took a bunch of Mormons there,
You
but I
did-
wouldn't get. I wouldn't go on. I
You
wouldn't
you
cross
took a
the
bunch
bridge.
of Mormons
That
to
place.
I told them they were
Gatorland?
crazy.
Yeah.
The
That
thing
must
was
be some
poorly
story.
made. It looked like it was gonna fall any minute. And you know, I lived on a river. I lived on Wekiva River, and that river, I mean, every river in Florida and every waterway in Florida is packed with cocoa tree. I mean, when I tried to go fishing when I lived in Oviedo, I took my cousin fishing, and she caught a cocoa tree. Didn't no fish. It's just they're all eaten up because they just let them breed like crazy. I told them, I said, y'all need some Cajun people coming down here. I got some cousins come, call these alligators for you because they're a problem. And they're not afraid of people anymore. And they eat, they eat your pets. They eat dogs and cats, and it's just really bad. I mean, they had, Carolyn, did I ever tell you that story about the northern lady
The
that
northern?
had the cocoa tree underneath her house?
I don't know.
Did I?
I don't think so.
If I did, because I don't want to repeat it.
I don't
Because
remember
Carol
it.
Clark asked me to call in. I told her to tell a couple quick stories. But this lady was from up north, probably around the area you're from. Never been around wildlife. You gotta lock down your trash out there. They have black bear. You just got to be really careful when you live around wildlife, and you do not ever, ever feed a wild animal. That's just asking for trouble. And so she started to feed this thing, and it got to be huge. I mean, when they get 8 feet long, they can weigh 250 pounds. They run 30 miles per hour.
Wow.
And
Do
how would you
they?
like to have an alligator?
Alligators run 30 miles per hour?
Yeah, they can do short bursts of speed.
Wow.
And so they can run really fast. In fact, right before I got on your to look at what you were doing, I was looking at a gator deal where a guy was fishing in this horrible area. I mean, if he's a true fisherman, he should know better. There was all kinds of bushes. It was horrible. It's a perfect place for alligator because, they're in the swamps and stuff. They like it down there because they're camouflage. You can't see them. Like in the river I lived in, Wekiva, it's spelled Wekiva. In case anybody goes to Florida, I highly recommend you stay on Wekiva Road, right where I lived. You could go right down and see where I lived. I lived right on the river. They got this place called Katie's Landing, and you can stay in these little cabins, and they're just precious. And you can rent boats, and there's nothing but state property across. Like you can walk right across the dirt road. You stay in one of those little cabins. You go right across the dirt road, and there's 500 acres of state property. And then the river's on the side that you stay on. And I lived on that river. And when I tell you, it had all kinds of wildlife and crazy kind of wildlife. We had 8-foot flowers and stuff that grew. And cocoa tree, they make it sound like this, like, oh, 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 oh. They almost sound like a dog barking, and they can imitate a dog barking. And my neighbors, they were from New York, and they were scared to death. And he built Universal. They're wealthy, and he built all Universal was in construction, but he was like head of the company. And so he decided he was gonna build an alligator pen to keep, because when you live on a river, you can get that green gunky stuff from the plants and stuff.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Algae.
And so he got him a bunch of geese. Like he got about 12 or 13, maybe more geese. So he built an underwater fence. Now this guy's good at what he does. I mean, and his wife is a farm girl, but in New York, her father's $1 million farmer. But they're not Louisiana people or Florida people. They're not used to seeing no came in a cocoa tree. So they built this fence. Well, my ex-husband, he was a jerk, couillon, and he went out of town. And back in the day, like I sleep in a t-shirt now because it's comfortable, but back in the day, I was always dressed nice in my little nighties. About 3 o'clock in the morning, what had happened was Jeff and his friend that we used to socialize with these people. They were great people, loved them. Couldn't stand my ex-husband, but loved him. They had killed an alligator, which is horrible. It's an extreme fine. It's like a 10 grand fine to kill an alligator because the alligator had eaten all the geese and finally he killed the last one and they were drunk and they were just sick of it. And so they said, we're going to kill it. So they were skinning him. I was like, man, I'm Cajun. I done told you how to do stuff. You didn't even think to go to a secret place because we had wildlife men all around us. In fact, I used to have coffee with one of the young guys. He didn't even know I was married. He would come by and flirt with me. So, and I'd feed him breakfast and all kind of stuff. So they had this other guy, and he was this real uptight Baptist. Now, no offense, because my grandmother on my mother's side was Baptist, and I went to a Baptist school, so no shade to the Baptist. So, anyways, 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear pound, 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 pound. Well, I didn't trust my husband too much at the time. I had a $350,000 life insurance policy on my head, and I really thought he was trying to kill me. Like, if I'd known you guys back then, I'd have been saying, this idiot's going to kill me, and y'all better come looking for me when I'm dead. And right there in the river, perfect place. The Wakava River goes out to the St. Johns River, a larger river, and then it goes out to the ocean. So a lot of people kill people, and they just ditch them. And, they got bull sharks. You got great whites, too. We get great whites in Florida. They made in Georgia. I know a lot about wildlife because I grew up in Louisiana. We got the ocean, and I used to go to Grand Isle, Cajun Riviera all the time. So, I know a lot about the sea, and I'm certified in scuba dive. I'm an advanced lifeguard saver, so I know a bunch about all the animals and stuff. And my dad was a biologist, too, and a geologist. He was a scientist and a teacher. But, so they bam, bam, bam on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, what the heck? I'm in my little nice, I slept in little nighties, nothing too racy, but pretty. And my mother did that to me. She always buy me, and my great aunts, and even my grandmother buy me lingerie, beautiful lingerie. So this guy, he's banging on the door. It's the wildlife guy, and he says, hey, I just arrested your neighbors for skinning a gator, and they need bail money, and they begged me to stop by here. And I used to, if I get a weird sense or someone call in the middle of the night or banging on my door, well, I had 2 shotguns, several handguns, and an electric cattle prod, and a gator skinning knife that made Crocodile Dundee's look small. So I was like, who is it? I didn't know what the heck was going on. I thought maybe my ex-husband sent a hitman to kill me. And so I said, he's like, oh, it's wildlife people. So I said, well, just a minute, let me throw on a robe. And I get to, and he's Baptist and real straight-laced. Ma'am, could you put on something else? I said, well, hell on the robe. He said, well, could you put on something else? So I put on some more clothes, and I said, what's going on? And I see my friends in the car. He's got them handcuffed and everything. And they said, hey, we skinned the gator, we're in trouble. Can you bail us out of jail? And I said, well, how much we talking about? He said, 10 grand. I said, it's 3 in the morning. I don't have no 10 grand. Are you out of your minds? And he says, well, can you take my card? And we live way in the middle of nowhere. You had to drive to the next town, and there ain't no grocery stores, no nothing. If y'all remember the Trayvon Martin case, I was really shocked that even happened there, because when I lived out there, wasn't nobody. They built this multi-million-dollar subdivision down the road from us, but there's really not any people. So I said, well, I don't know. It's 3 in the morning. We had serial killers killing people in Altamont Springs. I had actually showed the state police, my property because we had a lot of transients coming in and out, and they killed these people right down from where I live. And I pulled over. I said, oh, it's a murder. And my friend says, how do you know that? I said, because I live in Louisiana, and my uncle is a detective. And I said, I know a murder scene when I seen one. Sure enough, murder. And so I said, hey, boys, if y'all check down here, because we got 2 fishing camps, these people are in and out. They can come from anywhere, tourists. So they actually came down. I gave them a tour. We got on a boat. We went all down to St. John's. I showed them that. I said, hey, man, this goes all the way out to the ocean. This is perfect for a serial killer. But anyway, so they said, hey, man, you got to go get that money. And so I used my Southern charm. I was pretty hot, Back in the day, I was in great shape. And I said, hey, you got to go with me, officer. I can't go to this place 3 o'clock in the morning. Somehow I talked him into it. And I got the money and, bailed them out. But, and they said, please, whatever you do, you can't tell our wife. They'll kill us. And I said, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not a tattletale. You tell me something, I take it to the grave. So, that was one of the stories. And the other story is this northern lady, she talked like nasally, and I'm a good mimic. She talked, she said, we have a gator, and he's a problem. So the wildlife people came out and they call him on their gator call, on the cockatoo call, and it makes that sound, whoo, whoo, whoo. And so, no gator. And then so she gets she said, well, let me see. So she gets a tin can of dog food, like an old, those dog food cans in the tin can, and she hits it with a spoon. And she says, here, gator. And the dang gator, it was huge. Way bigger than 8 feet. It comes out from under her house. And the news crew was out there. And at the end of it, and she has her hair in curlers, and she's got cat eye glasses on. And she said, we liked him until he ate the dog. So he had eaten her dog. But they had made him a pet and had been feeding him. And then one day he ate their dog. So that's why you don't ever feed or try to make a pet out of a cocoa tree. So be real careful about getting attached to Mr. Chompy there, because Mr. Chompy, whatever you name him, he might take a little chomp on you. Oh, and that's the other thing. I saw some guy got bit on the shoulder. And he thought he was, Mr. Gator guy in Florida, and the thing bit him right on the shoulder. He got in the water with this thing. Now, out in the water. This is a crazy person. Now here in Cajun land, what we do? We got bang sticks, we got guns. We do not ever do that. Ever, 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 ever. We are on guard. We don't play with the gators. They're not our friends and our buddies. Now, I'm not mean to them. I respect wildlife, and I'm not going to go out and kill and be mean to an animal. But I'm certainly not going to try to make a pet out of a cocoa tree. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to see me trying to show off, and get in the water and swim with one. That's just a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But now, I promised Carol I was going to send you a picture, because I could have cut it off, but I'm tired, and just showed you the bottom part. Here's my story, I promised Carol. Then we're going to cut it. So I live in Orlando, and I worked for the studios, and I worked a lot every day. It was wonderful, and it changed my life. And I worked for Fox Studios at Daytona Beach, and when I would be off, I would like to go with my girlfriends and have, some downtime. I'm not one of those ladies or chicks or whatever you want to call them just likes to stay with a man all the time. Like, I got my own mind, and I like being with my girlfriends. I mean, I understand when you first meet somebody and you're in love and all that stuff, but I wasn't in love. I was unhappy, and I wanted to get back to the beach, and so we went to Daytona. My cousin, who is tough as nails, and her brothers are Cajun. She's not. Because her mother married a Cajun man, and these people are in North Louisiana. Not all my family on both sides are Cajun, just on like more on the left side, a little bit on the right side. But so they're all excellent trackers and hunters, though. And she was scared to death. I mean, she's tough. Because she grew up with 5 boys, and she's a twin to a boy. And there's nobody I trust more than her. She's younger than me. And, I've never been really a cusser. I mean, I know people probably heard my famous cussing out on the internet, but I got a death threat. So, hey, I lost my temper. But I really don't do that, and I really try to be nice and not use, bad language. And so she's pretty tough, and she was hanging out with people I'm sure that weren't too good and bragging about all the fights she's been in and being with all boys, that's how she grew up. Not that she's trashy or anything like that, just growing up with 5 brothers. So I said, I was trying to change her, and my voice was not hoarse. It was real soft, and I said, well, yeah, I've been in some fights in my life myself, because I grew up tough myself. I had to, because I went to this crazy school, and it was violent. And my father, by that time, he had taught at that school, but then he had become appointed to the school board. And his job, he was a juvenile officer and supervisor of attendance for all of Caddo Parish. So everything he did was just take care of all the bad kids, all the problems. And he took care of, he helped kids too. Like if the kid was being abused by a parent or something was going on, he took care of it. He busted a prostitution ring. These rich people here in town were running this teenage prostitution ring at a nice high school. I mean, really nice high school. It was public, but very, very nice. And had these, middle class and upper class teenage girls prostitute. I've never seen my daddy cry, but maybe 3 times in my life, and that was one time I saw him cry. And I think that kind of hurt him politically because he made enemies. He didn't approve of that. So, and he was hard on it. I mean, he went hardcore, and he had people in the police that helped him. So he was in a lot of dangerous situations, believe it or not. We had a lot of problems down here at that time. So anyways, we went to Daytona Beach. My cousin came to visit, and it was supposed to be a nice, relaxing girls' day out. Well, I got a friend from North Carolina, and my cousin, she's got a very country accent. My friend from North Carolina, she's got a southern accent. It can be very twangy, but she talks a little bit different. She says ice and nice, not like a southerner, but everything else very southern, very twangy, very down south, not Cajun. But she knows I speak French. She loves it. So, and then by the way, hey là-bas means hey over there. So when I say that, that's what it means. But so anyways, we go to the Daytona Beach, which that's people go there to look at people. That's really not a swimming beach. And I'm not a laying out type of girl. I like to be in the water. But they wanted to, walk on the beach and blah, blah, blah. It's broad daylight now, no less. First thing we do, there's like a area where the band, and you can, kind of a raised platform. And there was, there's people. There's all kinds of people at Daytona. Like I said, people go there to look. I mean, that was the year of the thong, so you can imagine the guys wanting to go look at the women. So we're out there, and I didn't have on a thong, I had on a bikini, and this guy had a python. I was trying to get in a good mood, and trying to entertain my cousin. I've heard about all her fights and how she's gotten a biker chicks fight. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. It's trashy. Why would you want to fight over that loser guy? Get rid of him, And she's like, you're such a lady. Because she had never heard me say a bad word or look at anybody wrong. And I'm very feminine looking. I'm tall, but got long hair, and I'm very feminine looking. I was real worked out, though. I tell you what, I lifted weights every day, and so I don't look mean or threatening until you cross me. So I'm in a bikini. My girlfriend's in a bikini. My cousin, she's in a one piece, and we're at the beach, and she dragged this little kid with her. My friend from North Carolina brings his brat. Now, I love children, but this was not a date that we were going to be bringing kids. This was an adult, female-only day for us. No kids. And it's not like it was her kid, and she had to have it. Some relative was visiting and trying to push the kid, and the kid was a brat, had no manners. And in the South, and Carolyn, you're Italian, and I see how you mind your children. You don't ever let them sass you or misbehave. You can train your kids to be polite, and when the adults have things to do, then sometimes you just tell the kid, no, you're not coming with us. So, and plus, her family could have taken care of the kid. They just didn't want her because she was bratty. So, she's along with us, yapping. And we run it, and she sees this man with a python on the beach. And she's bugging him. And, to get her to leave him alone as a joke, I say, hey, why don't you put that python around me? Put him around my waist. I had no idea that they would take me seriously. So I was like, oh, as you help me out now. I don't know about Mr. Snake. I don't want to upset Mr. Snake. So that's a picture. I can send it to you. I can cut my top half off because actually part of the picture is kind of cut off because my girlfriend just took a snapshot of me on the beach. It's a cute picture, but I look like I had sunglasses on. I look like a nervous wreck. But I could show you the bottom part so you can see the snake wrapped around. So the snake has hit me in the stomach, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope he don't bite me. And so, my friend from North Carolina, she's real high strung. She's a little bit like you in a way, a southern version of you. She's always on the lookout. Like, how you were on the road the other night, you were real high strung? Well, she's always wondering, is somebody going to come after me? Is this a pervert? Is this a weirdo? And so we left that. Before we left, I gave the guy back, and the little girl starts to become real obnoxious. My daddy will give you $100 for that snake. She has a southern twang. And I was like, that man does not want to sell you his snake. That's his pet, like a dog. Now you be quiet. And you stop that. I'm sick of you. You're rude. Now stop it. And I said, quit. You can't just go out and buy people's pets. That's rude. He loves that snake. So we walk on, and we're walking down the main drag of the beach where all the people are. And where all the guys and we're looking at the women, and I'm blonde. I got long blonde hair. My girlfriend got long dark hair, and my cousin, she's a redhead. And sorry, but we all look great. We all look fantastic. And my friend from North Carolina, she was a model and an actress too. And my cousin, I was trying to get in the business, actually got her a audition for Monday Night Football. I was real disappointed she didn't book the job. I really wanted her to get it way more than me. I didn't book it either, though. But I wanted her to get it because I knew her family would go insane because they're all boys. But anyway, so we walking down the beach and got the little kid that won't shut up and just on your nerves, And she says, and like I say, I love children. Let me tell you, I've taken care of many kids for free and kept them at my house all night, all day, and rescued a few from abusive situations. So I adore children. but there's a time and sometimes you have to say no. And so she's there with us, and I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes I do go in my own little world. Carolyn's noticed that, I'm pretty free spirited. Like somebody asks me for my email, yeah, here's my email. I don't care. Like my boyfriend said, hey, I got 350,000 emails unanswered, so I probably wouldn't even know I got a death threat. But it really don't bother me either. So she says, hey, there's a weirdo behind us. There's a pervert, honey. And she's hysterical. She talks real southern, real fast. There's a pervert behind us, honey. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's just looking at us. She said, I think he's interested in her cousin, the little girl. And I said, are you crazy? He's got a tall blonde, 5'9.5". I weighed about 120 pounds. He's got a brunette just a little bit shorter, and he's got a redhead just a little bit shorter than you. Are you nuts? He's looking at us. Just chill. And, I was trying to relax. It's like one of my days off. And I go, come on now, let's have some fun. Let's just relax, try to make the best day of it. Well, she was right. And I was in La La Land. There was a bunch of guys on the right of us, like the ocean's to the left, and we're on the beach, and then there's a bunch of guys playing volleyball. So, grown men and big guys, muscular guys that could beat the crud out of you. So sure, we walk down the beach, and she's still nervous. She's a smoker. I cannot stand cigarette smoke. I'm allergic to it. And she's smoking like, a chimney. And I was like, would you just calm down? Would you just calm down? And, again, I'm not paying attention. I'm a laid back person. I'm a chill person. I don't look for trouble. So sure enough, we keep walking. She's still freaking out. The guy comes right up to me. And I don't know why me, because I was the tallest one in broad daylight, and grabs me right on my bikini top. And you know what that means, is where your bikini top is. So you know where he grabbed me, and he got a handful. So I said, I went nuts. They said I lost my mind because I have a rage temper. Because I grew up, I had to fight all the time. And so I learned how to fight real young, and I learned to fight dirty. And I don't play fair, and if it means I got to have a weapon, then I have a weapon. I will defeat you. And I'm not going to quit. I always tell people, you may beat the hell out of me, but you ain't walking away without being bloodied. So this is a man now. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm never going to try to fight no man unless I got a cattle prod or a gun, something where I can defend myself. And there's no way I can compete against that. He's not a huge dude, but he's a guy. And I just flew to there in my bikini, and they said I landed on him. Really don't remember much. And I just threw punches, kicked. I bit him. They said, and I bit him more than once. I choked him. Of course, I did let the cuss words fly in Cajun. And when my friend was bothering me, I said, "Vabra, say don't tell, show ya." And that's what you need to say to those coolions. You know what that means? It means mind your own business or go stir your own pot. Stop. Stop your noise. So she knew I was already kind of, in not a good mood when I start talking like that. Look out. So we're fighting right in public, and they have video cameras. I'm surprised it didn't end up on the internet. I would love to have a copy. But at the time, I was really angry, and I didn't want anybody to have a copy. But now looking back, I laugh about it. I'd love to have a copy. So I scared him to death, and he literally ran from me. I beat the hell out of him, and they said and I remember spitting the blood out of my mouth, and they said, "Oh my God, your face is bloody. Are you okay?" And the guys from the beach go, "No, she bit him. he hadn't hurt her. She bit him. And then I turned to him, and that's when my Southern Scarlet came in. I said, well, thank you very much for helping me. You're a real gentleman. And they were like, lady, you didn't need no help. You were doing just fine without our help. So that was, and so my cousin, who had been bragging all since she flew in with her father. They all fly. My mother's sister was a pilot, and my little cousins, they fly. And so they're excellent pilots and excellent sailors. Their daddy owns a boat too, and they take all these wealthy people around the world on this huge sailboat, and they do all the work. Like I said, there's nobody I trust more on land, sea than them. They are just incredible people. And if your plane went down, your boat crashed, or a bear was after you, whatever, they're the ones you want with you. So she was stunned because her cousin, who's so polite and so sweet, she just seen her go nuts and beat the crud out of this man that grabbed me, and he deserved it. Grabbed me in public and daylight. And I was just shocked. Adrenaline just went through me like a rocket. It hit me 360, and you can ask my fiance, who's 6'3" and weighs about 260. You can ask him what happens when I get mad, and he can tell you about the time I nearly pushed him over. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at somebody that was mistreating my mother. So I said, you better go and take care of it, because if I take care of it, you're going to need bail money. So, anyways, that was the story. And then she said, she just kind of sat down. She was so stunned on the beach, and she said, dang, we should have helped you. And I was still irritated, and I yelled at her, you think? You think? I stayed mad like the rest of the day. I even looked for the guy. I rode down the beach. We had to go to get my Jeep. I had a huge Jeep I called Jaws, and I tried to find the guy. I never could find him. And it just kept getting worse. So that night, we had a huge party with another friend of mine she's gorgeous. She's from Puerto Rico. She was in this boy band video. She's just a beautiful girl. And we went to the audition together. The great thing about me is I'm not jealous. So I would take my girlfriends with me. If they booked a job, I was happy for them. I'd much rather have my girlfriend book the job than lose to some girl I don't even know. So that, and sometimes they're looking for a look, and that was the day they were looking for a look. They wanted a dark-haired girl with dark olive skin, and she fit the bill. And she and I used to do all these bikini contests, and she got kind of scared one time, and I don't even know why, because there's a lot of beautiful women in Florida. And she goes, well, if you're going to be in it, I'm going to drop out. I said, are you crazy? You have the perfect body. Are you nuts? You'll win this hands down. Were you scared of me? I'm not going to win this thing. I said, I'm going to enter one part of it, because they do weekly things, and then they make you go to the grand finals. And what I do is I'll just take my money, my quick money, and ditch the finals. If I feel I have a chance, I would stay. But if I didn't, I'd just ditch it and just get my quick money, because you can make about $1,200 on those bikini contests when I was in them. So it was a huge prize. It was with the Kidney Foundation on Cape Canaveral Beach, and they were interested in me because I've got a bladder disease. I kept saying that. It's not a kidney, though. And they're like, oh, we love you. I love your accent, and we really want you to do this. We think you're going to win. But that is one time I probably had a good shot at winning the prize, but I dropped because her mother and her little brother had just been in a terrible automobile crash, and they had no insurance. She ended up winning. Whether I would have won, I don't know, but sure, I'm going to drop out for a friend. If it makes them feel uncomfortable, my friendship is worth more than, doing some stupid contest. So, but anyways, after we left the beach, we hooked up with her. It's like I said, she's drop dead gorgeous, model, actress, very, very successful. And I can't say her name. I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. So, we went to this Universal thing to meet people in the business. They were having a party on the lot. Now, I had just been in a fight that day. We're dressed to the nines. I mean, I've got on an evening dress. My cousin has on one of my cocktail dresses, and she's got on a cocktail dress, and we're all in black. And my cousin has on a black velvet mini skirt and a black sequin top, and I've got on a fancy kind of, not all the way to the floor, but it almost went probably past the calf, almost to the ankle. Look gorgeous, and I'd had that horrible day, and I was still thinking about that fight. My cousin, who's never seen me lose my temper ever, like I said, just that she laughs. Oh, you're just such a lady, because she just thought it was funny that I said, oh, I've been in some fights in my time. And she didn't believe me. So, little did I know we'd end up on the beach. Then I'd end up being assaulted in broad daylight. So then the Universal. Okay, I knew the guy that ran Universal, Norm Rice, and my neighbors had actually introduced me to him. And a real nice guy, liked him. He's the president of the studios, liked me. I knew he was going to be there. I knew it was going to be a lot of important people. And that's a time, you're going to use to try to meet people, try to meet directors, try to meet people, casting people, production people. It's the smoozing thing. They're going to serve you dinner. They're going to give you drinks, the whole 9 yards, and really fancy. So we were late. That people knew we were going to be late. It was my friend's contact, and we get to the gate, and there's this rude woman with this guy that looks like he's from Disneyland, and he's goofy come to life. I was not in a good mood, and this woman had the audacity. Now, this is not her business. She is a ticket taker at the Universal Park. Okay, and the studios was having a party. Universal still was fairly new at that time. It hadn't been open that long. And they were having this big shindig there. And I explained when we walked up, I said, our friends, we had to work because that was the reason my friend was late. I said we had to work, so she's got the tickets. They've got the tickets out for us. And this lady says to me, after the day I had, well, you're incredibly late. Oof, bad thing to say. And I said, well, you're incredibly rude, you couchon chien. I said, how dare you speak to me that way? And my cousin, she's a smoker too. She lights a cigarette. She says, oh my God, here we go. Because she's seen my temper now. She never seen my temper. And she said, oh my God. I said, shut up. I said, you will not talk to us that way. We are already late. Our friends kept our tickets up here. This is not for you to comment on. I said, enjoy. And then the guy behind her starts to try to jump in. I said, shut up, goofy, because you're going to need another job, and it's not going to be here. You need to go work at Universal and be goofy over there. I said, I know Norm Rice personally. And I said, I sang his birthday party, and I sat on his lap in front of his wife. I'm going to make sure you don't have a job. And I mean, they had a little hole in the window. I literally went so crazy, I tried to reach my hand through the window. I don't know what the heck I thought I was going to do. I think I thought I was going to grab her. And she, of course, backed up. And I said, well, and Yvette, my friend, she is in phenomenal shape. She ran track in her country. Well, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., but she ran track in Puerto Rico. And, I mean, you talk about muscles, but real pretty, real soft, feminine, but very muscular. And she's very, very strong. And she was like, I've got this. I go, shut up. I don't ever talk to my friends like that, but I'd had that horrible guy, assault me at the beach. So then we got into the gates, and it held us up even longer. So then there was some, you have to walk through the park, and the park was going on, and the rides and stuff, and some Ghostbuster guys were trying to flirt with them, and I was like, leave us alone. And my cousin and my friend are single, and they're like, hey, cut it out. We'd like to meet some nice, cute guys. I said, well, we got a party to go to. And we got there, and they'd already served dinner. We missed dinner. I mean, we weren't that, but when we got there, we weren't so late that we were going to miss dinner. But that woman causing a fight with me, she caused us to be miss dinner. So sure enough, I go see the president, and I see his wife, and I say, hey. I said, hey. And he says, hey, this is my little Cajun girl. This is my little Louisiana girl. Because they all know I'm Cajun. So come over here, honey. And I said, you need to get rid of those people at the front gate. I mean, can you believe this? We're late. We missed that. We didn't get to eat. I'm upset. I'm terribly upset. I mean, she know what she said to us. And I repeated everything she said in the way she said it. And he said, well, I sure will. I said, can I tell her on the way out she doesn't have a job and the Goofy doesn't have one? He goes, you sure can, darling. So on the way out, when, they try to rustle up some food for us, but it just totally screwed up our night. And I wanted my cousin to, have a little bit of the Hollywood experience with me being there. Nobody's going to mess with her because I'd kill them. And so, I'm very protective. And my girlfriend's there with me, and we're the type of people, you don't mess with us. We're no Harvey Weinstein's gonna get us on no couch. So that's what happened. And like I said, I rarely lose my temper. I mean, but God Almighty, that was a good reason for us to be assaulted in the broad daylight on the beach. I think I deserved to kick the guy and beat him up, and I didn't even have any weapons with me. Who keeps normally don't keep a weapon on you when you got your bikini on? I think I had one in my bag, but I didn't even think to use it. I just beat the crap out of him. But that's a true story, and if I can, I'll just cut off the top of the picture and send you the one with the snake wrapped around my belly. It's hysterical. That's actually the same swimsuit I worked for Fox. I wasn't in the movie, but I promoted this movie. My job was to stand in with these props from the movie on Daytona Beach and pose with all the guys. Whether you were an infant or you were 80 years old, you got a free picture. It was one of the worst jobs I've ever worked. I mean, they were really nice people because I worked for Fox Studios, and then there was another lady that had hired me that was affiliated with Fox. It was two women, and they were very protective of me, but I actually got hurt on that job. They had a car as a prop, and they had a young guy, people are drinking, and he came over and he slammed me on the hood of the car. He was trying to pick me up, and he injured my back. So they hired some bikers because Daytona spring break and bike week overlaps. The locals don't mind the bikers, but they hate the spring breakers because they get trashed and wreck the city and throw up on the beach. And so I had it. And then when I went home, I had some young guys follow me to my house, which is like an hour and a half away because I lived in Oviedo. And I was like, you guys you can't be doing that. And then I had body sweat on me and suntan oil, so I smelled horrible. So I would work like 2 hours every day during the week and then 4 hours on the weekend. That was my job, was to promote the movie. And then the movie people would, I'd say, because people were asking, are you in the movie? Are you in the movie? And they said, just lie to them and just say you are. So I would say, yeah, I'm in the movie. And I've got pictures of that too. They took little snapshots to give to the Daytona Beach people, and I got some work out of that. That was another weird, scary experience. It's not what you think. Fame is not something I ever want. Once I got a little taste of it, I didn't like it. I went across the street because another client saw me and they wanted to hire me and they wanted to do some test shots. So I went across the street where they give all the spring breakers all this free stuff. And it's really cool, all the stuff you can get when you're going to spring break. They just give them tons of stuff, or they did when I was there. I don't know if they still do it, but they did when I was there. And they had, you could just get everything. They even had phones on the beach where you could call home, and it's just all kinds of stuff. So I went across the street to get in a boat, and there was nobody there. No, not a soul. Nobody, no one. And by the time I got up in this big boat way off the ground, there must have been 1,000 people that rushed to me. It was like being in Japan, and they got aggressive. I was scared to get out of the boat. I wouldn't get out of the boat until they got the crowd under control, because that's when those biker guys came in real handy. They came over and lifted me out of the boat, and you just don't. You don't mess with the real biker guys. A lot of those biker people are just normal people that are mailmen and stuff like that. Just come down for the bike week. But the ones that are the real deal, and thank God Fox hired them out, because I would have been stuck in that boat. I wouldn't have been able to leave. But that's basically my 2 stories. I hope I entertain y'all tonight, because I got to go to 2 appointments tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. What happened to the snake?
Oh, look at you, huh?
What happened to the snake?
Oh, it was just a guy's pet. He just put it around my waist. It slapped my belly a few times, and it settled down, and we took a picture.
Oh, okay.
And
so
the little brat that was with us, her name was Tiffany. I don't even know her last name.
Where is she now? Is she on YouTube today?
Oh no, she was a little kid.
I know. Now she's probably on YouTube.
I don't know. I don't know her last name. She was my friend's cousin. That's why I'm gonna say Tiffany, because I don't think she'd ever ever think about this. If I'm sure she probably remembers it, because she was there with the fight and everything. It was some kind of day. It was a crazy day. I mean, can you believe that somebody had the nerve to come up on a crowded beach and grab a woman? I am 5'9.5". By the time I put when I put my heels on, I'm taller than my boyfriend, and who's 6'3". I got about 6-inch heels. I can run a 110-yard dash in those heels. I mean, I can run in heels, and I can run in sneakers, and I can run barefoot. I'm fast. So I could not believe he did that. And, of course, my friend, I just figured she was being paranoid. I was like, just calm down. It's nothing. He's just looking at 3 pretty girls. Just slow down. That's when I started telling the Cajun and telling her, just stop. Stop your noise. Yeah. He's just looking at us. Mm-hmm. But, it's crazy. I'm telling you that you need to learn some Cajun so you can start saying these things when these people come at you, like I was trying to teach you. Vaporesa don't tashoya. Mind your own business and go stir your own pot. We don't have time for you. We got things to do and places to go.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what.
Thanks, Roxy.
That's what I say. All right, moi.
The moral of the story is don't mess with Foxybot.
Nope.
Well, I'm telling you what, we're Cajun people, we're easygoing people, and we're fun people. You meet us, we're real protective of tourists and stuff, the good ones. And of course, you always got bad people in every bunch, every race, just bad people. I don't care whether you're Asian, black, white, Latin, European, whatever you're Italian. There's always going to be bad apples in the bunch. We're kind of known for being fun-loving and friendly, And we don't like it when people come down here and they mistreat you. You know, we like to be nice. Like when I go down to T-Law, where I call, because we, like I tell you, we say Teat. So like we say Teat John, that means like Little John. So you say, hey, Teat John, that means like John Jr. I used to, like I'm in chat, I'm slowly introducing you to my language. I'm like, hey, teacher, hey, Teat Mouton, hey, Teat Caton, hey, Teat Mouton. Those are all endearments. They're just like, you know, teacher, baby. That's just, you know, that's just a way of saying, you know, we say shy, that means dear, you know, BB, that's my nickname.
What would
My
you call
nickname
Scooter?
is BB.
What would your nickname?
That's one of my big nicknames.
What would your nickname be for Scooter? What would you call Scooter?
Well, I think I'm going to call Scooter after I heard that sexy voice tonight. 'Cause I was listening. She goes, I'll be right back. She sounded like, I'm going to call her Jessica Lapin. I've been calling her Moto Mama, but I'm going to call her Jessica Lapin, Jessica Rabbit. 'Cause she sounded so sexy tonight. But she says, I'll be right back. I was like, wow, was that Scooter? Shoot. She needs to do some voiceovers. That's some sexy girl talk right there.
She has an
I didn't even
OnlyFans.
recognize her.
She has an OnlyFans.
Huh?
She has an OnlyFans.
Oh, my Lord.
Do you know about
Yeah,
that?
bonjour.
She takes.
OnlyFans.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Oh, we talked about that before.
She makes a lot of
Crazy
money like that.
people.
No, she makes a lot of money like that. You can't beat it. She takes baths on there.
I was laughing my head off about the moo. You were great. You were the Bob Newhart of YouTube. The dry humor, man, he's just hysterical. Me and my daddy love that. We used to watch a lot of British comedy because of the you know, the humor is so dry. But that's what you were tonight. I mean, you were so serious. You would have thought that Moo really had run off and done all this stuff. And
Scooter,
so I don't think she's truly going to sell her house. I'm with you. Maybe you should wait, Moo. Just give it a little more time. Don't go into it too quickly. Take it from one who knows. I let my ex-husband shove me into marriage, and then it was a mistake.
I thought you
And
had.
I tried hard in that marriage too, because, you know, I do believe in God, and I did believe it was, you know, once you enter into an agreement between you and the Lord, you got to keep it if you can. But he was straight crazy, so I had to get out of that with that cooey on me. He was, he was nuts. And that's the thing, you know, the crazy thing is, like, I didn't even need to beat that guy up. I had some rope in my car. I should have told that girl, my cousin and my friend, to go get the rope in my car and hog-tied him and just call my husband, because, man, you could, like, he might could talk bad to me, but you couldn't. He'd kill you. I was his little toy. So, you know, I was his little trophy wife. So you don't touch the trophy wife. That's what I told that old Harvey Weinstein. I said, sweetheart, we ain't from New York City or California down here, darling. And the police don't care about you. So, you know, I had a gator skin knife on me, and I had it in my back pocket. So when they saw that, they just kind of backed away. You know, he said, I don't do nudity. I mean, you know, if I was going to do something crazy like that, I would have done, you know, I did have Playboy back in the day, asked me 4 or 5 times to do it. And I said no. And then one time, me and my husband had broken up, and we had separated for a while. And my friend just begged me not to do it because, you know, he was trying to control my money, and it was crazy because he didn't need any money. He was making, in a low month, he was making $14,000 a month. And I actually didn't know he was making that kind of money. Plus, that's just at his normal job. And then we had a business where we imported cars. We fixed up cars and imported them across the ocean to England. So, you know, we had a successful business, although I often wondered if there was something illegal to it. I didn't like our business. We had a business partner that would arrange to send the cars. I've had a very interesting life. I mean, he really was a white collar criminal. Let's just be real with you. The reason I left him is he wanted to grow drugs out on our property. Well, my God, like I told you, we lived on state, right across the street from state property, 500 acres, Black Bear. You know, we had the cocoa tree in the river. We had the game wardens coming to my house all the time. I said, are you nuts? I am not. You know, he wanted to grow marijuana. I said, I am not allowing you to do that. You are not going to get me put in jail, and I'm real anti-drug. I mean, I've had to take this medicine and stuff when I got in this bad chronic pain, and I hate it, man. I can't stand it. It's not like I'm like you, Carolyn. All those drugs and stuff, they mess with me. They don't make me feel good. Like some people like to take, you know, painkillers and things like that. Not me. That's why I don't drink. You know, I heard somebody say something tonight. I was trying to get on the show, and I have to, you know, get off and answer my email and then call you, so I can't watch when I'm doing that. But the last thing I heard was about somebody that drank and had a temper. That's one of the reasons I don't drink, because I can get weird. And I mean, I get hyper. And then one night, it just got strange one night when I was really young. I was about 18, I think. And I just had an impulse to hit people. I don't know why, but and I really didn't want to hurt them. But I was at a party and I hadn't eaten, which was my date's fault. If I'd had some food, and so it was New Year's, and I drank some wine, and I can drink you under the table, but like I said, it makes me hyper. It is not a good feeling for me. So then I got weird, and there was this guy at the party, and I had a date that I liked, and I don't know why, I just kept coming up to him and punching him. And I mean, literally, he had to run from me. And the guy goes, "You gotta get." And I was laughing when I was doing it. I wasn't like, in a mean mood, but I was like, "You're so punchable. Come here, I want to punch you." And it was a freaking alcohol. I said, and that's not for me. It was only one time that I did that, but it's just a little strange. Strange behavior. So I was like, let's not test it. Let's not. Well, I don't think me and the alcohol are a good combination. But, I just don't like the feeling of drugs or alcohol, which is a drug. But a lot of Cajuns I know, they're big drinkers. But the thing I think about them is that they eat a lot of food with it. Like I went down and I have some friends down in Baton Rouge. And we used to live down in Baton Rouge, but I grew up in St. Tammany's Parish. That's about 30 miles from the Pontchartrain Bridge. And it's crazy wild where I grew up. Nothing but Cajuns around me at the time. Spoke French, didn't speak English. I spoke some English, not much. Broken English. And so we moved to Baton Rouge. And then I went back down there when I was in college, and one of my friends, because I was living in North Louisiana by that time now, and I was Cajun. So her daddy was like this wonderful cook. Like a lot of Southern men, especially Cajun men, are really good cooks. Like I noticed Jimmy cooks at your house because I was watching one of your tapes, and I noticed he cooks sometimes. But a lot of Cajun men do the cooking. My daddy absolutely was like a chef, and not only could he cook great, but he made the table look like Southern living. I would kill for him to be alive. You think I'm a storyteller? Well, you think I got all this raconteur? My mama called me her tea raconteur. That's from my daddy. That's where that's from. Where you think I learned that from? So I grew up with storytellers. And my uncle, my favorite uncle, my Cajun uncle, best looking thing you've ever seen in your life. Charming, bachelor. You talk about Moo. If Moo saw my uncle, whew, I got some good looking family. I had good looking cousins. There's not an ugly one in the bunch. They're all real tall, real built. He wasn't as tall as some of the guys in my family. He was about 5'11". Most of my people in my family, one of my uncles is like 6'9". So that's we got a little bit of Nordica in us, so that's where we get that height from, and a little bit of Saxon. But a lot of Cajuns, people don't understand this about the history of Louisiana. A lot of Cajuns aren't just French. We got Indian. I got Salag Indian in me. I used to go to powwows all the time when I lived down in Nana Patty's territory. Lots of Cajuns probably live down where she's living. I hope I'm going to get to go see Nana Patty because I love her. She
I
asked
love
me
you
to
too,
her house
Foxy
on
Bot.
Thanksgiving. Oh, I
Do you
love
hear
you
me?
to precious bits. Yeah, I heard you. Shit, damn. I told my boyfriend, I said, you go on to your mama. I'm gonna have to see you get away down to see my friend that's Cajun like me. She's gonna make some really good dressing. But I felt kind of bad. Like I don't ever wanna invite myself because I know you've been having health problems. I wouldn't be a
Yeah.
burden to you or anything. I'd help you in anything you needed. I don't sleep much. I do try to sleep, but sometimes when I'm hurting, I can't sleep that well. But you don't either. You up all night with Carolyn.
That's
At least
right.
I try to sleep. I
Mm-hmm.
try to sleep. I try not to, like it was not my intention at all to call in. It's Carol Clark's fault. It's her fault. She said she wanted a story, and then another girl said she wanted a story too. But
We love your stories.
somebody said I just looked at chat. York Hill says she's got some good-looking family too. I bet she do. There's a lot of people. Carolyn, we got a lot of good-looking people. I think,
Mm-hmm.
on our panels and stuff. I do. And Nana Patty, she just to me, she's like family. She my
Yeah.
famille. So I don't got no more, immediate famille. Now,
Mm-hmm.
one of the people that I told you about the story on the beach, the little girl that's a twin, that's my cousin, and her Cajun brother his daddy's full blood Cajun, and then her mother is she's Salagi, and she looks it because her daddy's mother was full Salagi Indian. We got a lot of Indian down here. Bayou Indian, Choctaw Indian. My mama was a Traitus. I'm a Traitus. I don't practice. Like, I don't have people come to my house like she used to. Like, that's just like a healer, somebody. It's a lot of Catholicism in it, Carolyn, and Nana Patty knows. And you pray, and then you use Native American, remedies, and their culture is in it heavily. But Louisiana used to be called Spanish Louisiana. We got bayous down here like San Miguel. I used to call one of my ex-boyfriends. His name was Michael, but I called him Miguel. He loved it. That's why I think that's why I love the Spanish language so much. And Choctaw has got some Spanish in it. So, my mother's on her side, she's got Native American too. That is very common in Oklahoma and Louisiana. Nana Patty can tell you that.
Yep.
Very, very common. When we lived by Nana Patty, I used to live in Norman, Oklahoma in the first grade because my daddy was on a National Science Foundation grant because they were getting him to work on some stuff as a scientist, and we didn't have any money. My mother wasn't working at the time, and we were just living very frugally. And we lived in a little old apartment. We didn't have any TV. So you know what we did for entertainment? We went to the tribe. We went to my daddy's tribe, powwow. That's what we did for entertainment. I learned the wedding dance there when I was just a little BB. I was the only blonde kid. Down in South Louisiana, you don't see many blonde people, even today. You just don't see that many. And I stick out because I'm complected. Nana Patty, you're a blonde, so you should stand out too, because you just don't see many blondes, and we call them Jolie Blonde. That means pretty blonde, but like anybody can say Jolie Blanc, and that just means you're a pretty woman. So if anybody ever says, "Hey, Jolie Blanc," they're giving you a compliment. So,
Oh.
but yeah, Nana Patty, she makes some mean dressing, and I
Mm-hmm.
miss my mama's dressing. My mother made cornbread dressing. Now, Nana Patty. Hey, Nana Patty, did you hear they are going to stop making dirty rice at Popeyes? Have they
No,
lost their ever-loving minds? I
no.
mean, that's one of the best reasons to go to Popeyes is to
Yes.
make dirty rice, to get your dirty
Yeah.
rice. Well, they're going to stop making it. And you know what else makes me mad? I guess I'm
What?
kind of gross because I like fried livers. Cajuns will eat anything. That's why they call us coon asses, because we'll eat a raccoon. I never eat no raccoon, but some people will. My cousins
Mm-hmm.
probably have. But do you know that they stopped? What's that? Cracker Barrel. I used to go there and get fried livers, and I loved them. And I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
just got them a few months ago, and they're not gonna make them anymore. I
Hmm.
tried to call the phone and tell them, "Are you insane? We live in the South. People down here like stuff like that." No, I hate gizzards. I don't like gizzards, but I
Mm-mm.
love fried livers. Yeah, we talked about dirty rice, and then Carolyn, we need to teach her about the Holy Trinity. Carolyn, down in South Louisiana and down in our people, Nana Patty and me, we have something called the Holy Trinity, and it's celery and onion and bell pepper, and you caramelize it, and that is the base of just pretty much every Cajun Creole dish
Yeah.
uses the Holy Trinity. It's not about being super hot. It's about that. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
seasoning. I mean, Aunt Patty, I don't like my stuff fiery hot where you can't eat it. Now I'll
Mm-mm.
eat I'll eat boiled crawfish and my lips will swell up because it's so hot, and I'll keep eating it. I don't care. I look like Angelina Jolie when I get through eating any kind of Louisiana crab ball. I eat. They don't. When you go and get some here in town, they don't ask you. It's just spicy. But when I get through, my lips will be three sizes. I like to say I look like Angelina Jolie, like I've had lip injections, but I still love it. I'll eat it. But we don't really like our food like people think. We got Louisiana hot sauce down on Avery Island, which they make fabulous hot sauce, the best in the world in my opinion. And I've tried a lot of hot sauces. And they make really good hot sauce, but my God, I don't. The only time I really eat that is when I'm eating oysters. If I'm eating raw oysters, and I'll eat Louisiana hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce, lemon, and horseradish. That's how I make my oyster dipping sauce. Is that how you make yours, Nana Patty?
Are you kidding me? I don't eat that stuff.
You don't eat oysters? Well,
No.
my mama sucked the head of crawfish, but you couldn't pay me to do that.
Nope.
I
I won't do that
dissected
either.
those. I dissected them in the 8th grade. No, thank you. But I will now. I love the tail. I'll eat the tail, but I'm not sucking any head of any crawfish. That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I really don't. Like I've had gator, but you got to know how to make cocoa drink, because if you overcook it, it don't taste good. Like I had some in Florida, and they fried it because they have the Everglades down there, and I went on one of those big airboats, and they have a place where you can go eat outside. They got a bunch of cats out there that they just let. I guess they're feral cats. They're very friendly, and they'll just eat up all the stuff the tourists leave behind. Um, but it was horrible. They didn't know how to cook it. If you don't know how to cook okra, you can forget it, because then
Mm-hmm.
it'll be tough and chewy. And if you overcook it, you'll ruin it. There's a black guy on in me. He may be a Creole Jean de Couleur, which just means a person of Louisiana that's from maybe West Africa or the Caribbean. That just means a person of color, Creole Jean de Couleur. It's not an insult. It's very respectful. Um, he's really good. He did some gator scampi, but frankly, I'd rather have shrimp scampi. My mother made the best shrimp scampi ever, In fact,
Mhm.
down here you can go to the supermarket and get you some Louisiana sauces in the package, and they taste like homemade. They're really good. In
Hmm.
fact, I sent some to my friends. You know what I'm talking about. Nana Patty, they got all those good Louisiana like
Oh yeah.
catfish fry, easy. You can make etouffee, and it's a 1, 2, 3. All you gotta do is have the mix. It's
Mhm.
excellent. Of course, my mom and my daddy, my mom, papa, they made everything by scratch. Everything.
Oh
My
yeah.
mother made probably the best. I don't know if you ever had this. Somebody said they never had it. No, it was kind of shocked. But it's crawfish bisque, and she would
Yep.
take the crawfish bodies and stuff them, and make a stuffing, and then you put them in a roux, like a
Mhm.
gumbo type roux, and
Mhm.
then when you get through eating them, you dig out it's like a stew, and then
Mhm.
you dig out the body of the crawfish. The body of the crawfish is already cleaned out, and then they just take the tails, and then they make a little like stuffing. And they put
Mhm.
the stuffing in the shell, and then they drop it in the stew. Now, I've never made that. I'm dying to make it because my mother's gone and there ain't nobody to make it. And she would also make me a pound of marinated crab claws every birthday, and I am crazy about that. But they're not, they're having trouble getting crab claws and seafood. I have had huge problems. Like I used to order in from this particular restaurant, and the lady knows me. It's called the Cub, and it's great. And she said, "We just don't have any, and I don't want to send you those tiny ones." And I said, "Oh no, I don't want those tiny ones. It's too expensive too. It's
Mhm.
like $17, $18 for a dozen marinated crab claws with Carolyn. It's delicious. If you like crab, it's a marinade sauce, and you chop celery and some other vegetables up. And I would not put soy sauce in. I've been looking at recipes. Do not use soy sauce, but that's
No,
really, really good. It's
you forgot.
excellent. And then
You forgot to add.
my daddy made oyster stew, and I love that when I was
You
sick.
forgot to add
But
garlic to everything too.
oh yeah, gotta have heavy, 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 heavy garlic.
Mhm.
Everything's gotta have a ton of garlic. That's where we're like the Italians on that. We use
Mhm.
a crud load of garlic. I mean, everything I cook, Carolyn, has a ton of garlic in it. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous. I mean, there's hardly any food that I eat that does not have garlic in it. Every meal I've had the last few weeks has had tons of garlic in it. In fact, I buy that butter that already has the garlic in it.
Mhm.
The Land O'Lakes just came out with some good stuff, but they got this Italian stuff in my town. It's kind of hard to find, and my boyfriend, he actually found it, and I was like, "Ooh, I love that butter." And he goes, "Well, it's hard to find in the bigger tubs. You can only find the little ones." So he started buying the Land of the Lakes, and then he just buys a big jar of minced garlic. I like my garlic fresh, but
Me
when I'm
too.
sick and stuff, you don't always want to be up there cutting it, so you cut corners when you're sick. So
Mhm.
sometimes I'll cut corners and just throw the minced garlic. And I mean, you talk about a lot. He knows me, and he knows
Mm.
to put a ton in it. So I'll put a ton in it. I don't care. I made seafood ravioli the other night, and it had a ton of garlic in it, just ridiculous amount. And then it had the garlic butter too, which had herbs in it. But yeah, Nana Patty's right. Nana Patty's my sweetheart. We like I said, when she invited me, because I was depressed, man. I mean, I love in the South, we're like Italians. We respect the family. But my fiance's mother, she just never. I don't think she's gonna take to anybody. I mean, she's just that way. And so I let him go and spend holidays with her. I don't go, and I don't say anything. I don't complain. So Nanny Patty was cheering me on. She goes, "That's smart. You keep doing that. You just get in your car and come on down here." And I was like, "Ooh, that is so tempting." because I do not want to be at this house by myself. I told him, I said, my friend's sick right now, and I didn't want to put her out or make her feel uncomfortable or feel bad. But if she gets well, next year she might be seeing me.
Right.
You might have a guest for dinner. But like
That's
I said,
okay.
I mean, I'll help you out. I'll cut. I'll be your I'll be the cutting person. I mean, I'm used to
Good.
my mom and daddy ordering me around in the kitchen, and it don't bother me. I mean, I don't have to be in control. That's the nice thing about me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be in charge. But yeah, Carolyn, you got to start learning some Cajun, darling. So when these people, get on your nerves, you have you some Cajun sayings you can say to them, and they'll just kind of look at you funny. I mean, that's what I do, and then just let it go. I mean,
Where are you living in
huh?
now? Which state are you?
Huh?
You're not living in
I'm
Louisiana.
living in Louisiana, darling.
Oh,
I'm
you
living
are.
in Louisiana.
Oh,
Mhm. You know who hit me up on YouTube today? China Phillips, the singer, because she was down in New Orleans, and I told her where to go, and she's the sweetest person.
is that Michelle's daughter?
Yeah, if y'all are any of y'all Christian people that like an uplifting message, go to her channel, Cal Preach. It is a wonderful, wonderful, uplifting channel. Of course, she really loves Jesus, so, if you go over there, she's going to be talking about Jesus. But she's funny, and her husband is funny, and Carolyn, their son had cancer, and didn't you tell me that one of your sons had Hodgkin's disease?
Yes, Hodgkin's, yeah.
So, Hodgkin's lymphoma, my uncle died of that. My mother's brother. It was very sad. Anyways, her son he's all right now, but that's been rough on her.
Yeah.
And you ever get over there, you ought to say hello to her. Because you got something in common. She's such a sweet person.
Right. I'll check it out.
I really enjoy going over there, and then I feel like she would love you. She's probably ever hear me on this, she probably think I'm crazy, but she's a sweet girl, sweet girl, and she's had a tough life though. Whew, bless her heart. But she's married to a great guy though. They're a great couple. They remind me kind of you and Jimmy. She's got that type A personality, and then he's more laid back, chill kind of guy. But they just went down to New Orleans and had a great old time.
Yeah.
And I said, "Dadgum, I wish I'd known y'all was." I said, "I didn't know you was gonna be singing." Cause like if I knew she was gonna sing or something, I'd have told my boyfriend, "Hey, China Phillips is going down to sing in New Orleans. Let's go." But yeah, I would have gone to see her because she's got a beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm.
She's really got a pretty voice. But have the trolls been laying off of you, or are they still coming for blood?
No, they're on me like you know what?
Like white on rice? Oh, well, like I said, you tell them every time, put on, stop your noise.
Yeah, I do everything.
Quit stirring the pot.
No, I just get blamed for everything, Foxy. I'm blamed for everything that happens on YouTube.
Well, of course. Well, Carolyn, sweetie, that's the plan.
I'm the
you know what they call that, don't you?
The universal
They're trying
scapegoat.
to rattle your cage, baby. They're trying to rattle your
universal
cage.
Scapegoat.
Yeah. Umbatai. They want to battle. They want to battle you. Now, you don't give it to them. You just, like tonight when you were cutting up and talking about Moosey, you're entertaining and people like you. So they want to put out a narrative that you're this, what, starts with a B.
Right.
And in Cajun we call that Chion. And so they want everybody to think you a Couchon Chion, and that's not true. And we know it's not true. So, but they want to rattle your cage. They want you they really want to. You notice, remember when I had my little duel?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, hey, I shouldn't have even given them any attention. Like, if I want to call the police, yeah, because, like, the people around here support me. Like I told you, my father was a juvenile officer. At one time, he had a ride on a school bus with a gun because they had an incident. They had a bus driver nearly beaten to death.
Wow.
And he was in on my brother. That was a crazy time. I thought my father was going to get killed. And he made enemies. He, busted a prostitution ring comprised of doctors, judges, and lawyers. But he also made a lot of friends
Mm-hmm.
that didn't like people like that, But you notice that I kind of backed down. Here, let me tell you, I played the long game. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the bushes when you don't think I am. I'm that cocoa tree in that river in that swamp in that bayou, and the bayou right down the street from me. I had a girlfriend that loves you and has taken up for you right and left. You got friends out there you don't even know about. I mean, you don't even know about some of the people going out there. Like when somebody was trashing you, remember I called you that night, and I read off what she said?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. She's a booger bear. That girl carries 60-pound sacks of feed on her back. I'd like to see a man do that. She's a horse trainer like me. That's what I did when I was younger. And you don't ever forget that.
No.
That stays in your soul. So she is not one. She is somebody to be reckoned with. And she has about 400 huge dogs all on her property. Dare anybody to come down where we live. It's your life if you want to be stupid and come down here. Well, you'll be in Angola. Next thing you know, I'm kind of sorry you and Jimmy don't live down here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you something. We don't put up with that crap. Police told me anybody dares do that, it'll be their death. People do not like that. And your neighbors look out for you. And like I said, I got about 10,000 cousins. In fact, I almost put on Facebook, but they'll get all hot, Carol, and they get crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
I was going to have them all come sub to you and call it the 500. At 500 people. Because that's about how many of them would show up. And then I thought, these people are a little nuts. My family's a little crazy. I can just see, some of my male cousins going, how dare you talk to that woman like that? I'll kill you, boy. That'd
Roxy,
be it.
we
They being...
We might be related.
Probably are. If anybody in your family talks like that. I got some North Louisiana and slow talking cousins. I'll kill you, boy. Talk to that lady like that? You ain't gonna talk to no woman like that in front of me. I'll kill you. And then they track you down. Like I said, they're all hunters and trackers. They're nuts. I would not want to make any of them angry or fâché. Like I tell people down in, we were all down at South Louisiana speaking, Cajun. Not everybody can understand it. We're not being rude. And some, jerk comes by, and these are some big guys that I'm sitting around, and they're leaning up against the car, just shooting the breeze, the Vetier. So, we're just sitting there, having a nice time. A few of them drinking a couple of beers. And this guy came and made a crack, insulted, really rude. And I said to him, you better sashay before we get fashay. And that means you better move your butt before we get angry. And it made everybody laugh because I'm the one that always tries to calm things down when people get upset. I'm always the comic relief because I know that they'll kill them. So I said, you better sashay before we get fashay. And I said, you know what you're doing. And they just, the guy kind of ducked down and he realized, these aren't the people to mess around with. These people are not kidding. But yeah, they would go nuts. They would go, well, I'm just going to have to go to New York City or wherever she lives. And I'll tell you what, I'll just sleep out on her property. She don't even have to let me inside. They'd be camped out on you, outside your house, Carolyn, with shotguns and God knows what else. Probably a few of them have AK-47s. You'd be probably going, what have I done? Who are these people? Why did I ever act nice to Foxy or let her on my show? Oh my God, Jimmy, we gotta get rid of these people. They're nuts. But yeah, they don't like that at all. You don't disrespect and threaten women or children. Ooh, if I showed them some of that stuff that I saw, woo, oh Lordy God, like you, ooh, that would be nasty. So I decided, at one point I thought, well, I'm just going to tell all my cousins, go sub to Carolyn. They don't have to watch her all the time, but when these trolls come in, I'm going to have them all go over there. And then I thought, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe that might be a bad idea. Because they might get a little too involved. They're frustrated. The pandemic's been going on, so some of them have been kind of bored. So they might take it upon themselves to get involved. I do not want any of them arrested. Yeah, you just I know you say you can't ignore them. I understand that. You just stand your ground, but don't let them get under your skin. Just don't let them see you sweat. And I step back. Do you ever see me in anybody's chats anymore? You don't.
No.
You know why?
No.
Because of all this crud going on. I don't need that kind of stress.
No.
I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I'm telling y'all about that fight. That was a weird thing. It was bizarre. It's not like every day you go to the beach and somebody grabs you in the broad daylight. He deserved what he got. But, it's not like I'm going around fighting people or bragging about it. That's just a crazy, weirdo story that happened. I do not look for trouble, and I don't want trouble. I just said we're easygoing people. But, and I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised to go, be picking at people and upsetting people. It just all got old, and then I heard some things I didn't like. People were saying about you, and I said, I'm done. Won't see me in chat no more.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't. And a lot of that is because of you. Because I do have loyalty, and when people start talking nasty, I dropped off, and, because I saw things I didn't like. And then and then I would try to kind of check in and maybe check out a clip channel or something to see I could see what the heck is going on. And I even got turned off by that. But then I saw something I really didn't like recently about you, and I just said, calm yourself down.
What?
Calm yourself down.
Not the cat. I'm a nice cat. Did you see I'm a nice cat in a chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not upset about that, right?
The what?
Are you upset they made me a cat in that nice fancy chair?
No, that wasn't. Was that a bad thing?
No. I just, but Scooter's upset. Scooter's upset that
Scooter's upset?
Yeah, because she feels that she was made an alley cat and I was made the nice cat inside the house on the chair. She's taking offense.
An alley cat. That was my grandmother's cat's name. That cat hated me. Her name was AK for alley cat.
Yeah.
Whew. The cat used to scratch me to death, and I'm an animal person. I don't know why that cat hated me.
She doesn't it
was some cussing going on, and I didn't like that. And your name was included in the cursing.
Oh,
so
really? Oh, wow.
We done.
Yeah, we done.
We done.
Yeah, but
That's what I say. We done. When I'm through with somebody, I say we done.
yeah.
You know, and when I'm through with you, I forget you. I ice you. You don't ever, you know, I don't let you take up space in my head, 'cause,
Right.
you know,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
just not the way it works with me. I X you.
Yeah.
I had a friend of since college, and we've been friends for many years, and she betrayed me and betrayed me and betrayed me, and I give people a lot of rope to hang themselves with, and then I finally had enough, and it is like she doesn't exist.
Mhm.
She just, you know, I don't think about her.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
she even got real sick, and I mean, I don't wish her bad. And she called me, and she said, can we get together? And I thought, well, let's see. I lost my whole family, and I've been real sick, and I hadn't heard a word from you, have I? I haven't heard an apology. So, no, we can't get together.
Mhm.
You had a lot of years to try to make peace with me and be decent. I was a dang good friend. I'm a very loyal friend. Loyalty is very important to me. And I don't think there's any, and I told my boyfriend this, we discussed you, because I was upset. And I said, you know, I don't blame Carolyn for setting boundaries. That's her right. If she sees somebody trashing her and speaking badly of her, and she doesn't want them in her chat, that's her business, and I don't blame her one darn bit. Why would you want somebody that's
No, I said
speaking
out. Get
despicably
them out.
of
Just
you?
get them right out.
Huh?
Just you out. Just get them right out. I don't want them in here.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's right. And you know, I believe in being honest. Like, and I'll tell anybody, like, okay, remember when I was going through that and I was getting the death threats from pretty much the same group of people? Well, I saw a lot of people in their chats. You think I like any of those people? You think I want anything to do with them? Do you?
No.
And the title was, you know, you better watch out. Somebody's going to get hurt. Meaning somebody that I care about. You know, in my city.
Right.
What they think is my city. They don't know my city. They get, you know, but they think they do. And I would actually love for them to come where I live. Like I said, I live right down from the bayou.
Mhm.
We got some sang de poulet and some cocodrie. Like I told them, they real hungry right now.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy says. Come
So
on up and see us. Come out see us real soon.
Come on down, 'cause I got a lot of neighbors, and ain't nobody where I live not armed to the teeth.
Right.
And you know, we have a law down here in the deep south that if you even see someone, like if I see somebody on the street, and I actually did not know this till recently, but if I see somebody on the street and somebody's trying to jerk them in a car, pull them and kidnap them, guess what? I can use the lethal force to help them. How about that?
How about that?
Guess what else?
What?
I don't got to register my gun. You know what I do? I travel everywhere with my gun right next to me. All I got to do, if a police stops me, I tell him, I say, hello, officer. Just want you to know my gun is right here on the seat. And I keep my hands on the wheel. I don't have to register it. If somebody comes and starts on my property and they threatening me, guess what? I got the right to shoot you then, right on my property. So, but I'm not going to shoot you. I'm going to wound you. And then I'm going to drag you down to that bayou. I'm going to get my cousins involved and my neighbors involved. And we're going to hog tie your butt. And we're going to drag you down to the bayou. And we're going to get a boat. And we're going to pull you. And we're going to put some, like I said, we got some sang de poulet. And Nana Patty knows what that is. And we're going to put it on you. Because that's going to make you, the cocodries interested in you. And then maybe I might even get in my car, and after we send you on that little thrill ride, and maybe I might go down to a place I know near the ocean and still get that stuff all over you. So the bull sharks they're very aggressive. They're full of testosterone. We're not going to kill you. We're going to make you wish you dead. threaten people. That's such a, that's such a sicko that, that they get off on terrifying you. That's what it is.
But
They like
they're
to
really
scare
cowards,
you.
though. They're cowards, though. They really are, because they
That's
stay.
what, yeah, that they
They're
are.
cowards.
They're total. Well, y'all say capo, but we say capo. That means coward in our language.
Right.
Means
They're the
different
ones
in
that'd be like,
y'all.
"Oh, please leave
Y'all
us
have like
alone. Don't do this to
a
me. Don't do
capo
this.
in
My
the
mama
mob
called."
is like a captain, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But capo in here, you're a coward.
Yeah.
So, you capo couillon, you come down here, you're gonna get yourself killed. And let me tell you, like I told you, I grew up, like I said, 30 miles from the Pontchartrain Bridge. That's right down in the heart, like near New Orleans. It's a huge bridge. It's 13 and a half miles long. We got hurricanes down here. We got all kinds of crazy critters that'll eat you. We got poisonous things that'll kill you. There ain't no cure for. There's a bottle people when I was 14 years old, Carolyn. I was down in near in a little town. It's like a beach town, and they had a tame porpoise. We call him as a nickname, Popoy, and it was tame, and it worked with the fishermen. It had a little, I don't know what you call a pod or whatever they called, little family. They had their own little family they hung around with, and it would help the fishermen fish. They did like fishing. It would bring in fish, and the fishermen would share the catch. This was like a pet to everybody. And some crazy fool killed that thing. And it was like a good luck charm. I mean, it was like Cajuns are very superstitious. And they believed this affected their fishing. Their fishing was very, very good. Everybody was doing really good, and they said it's because of that Popoy. And then they have guides down there. I have a good friend that's a guide, and he remembers it. And he said, oh, his daddy was big on that island. He said, oh, his father was one of the people that got this guy. So what they did, they went down to the Vadon people, and they paid the Vadon people to do what they call a kunja. And so it's like a spell. It's, I don't know what kind of gree is. I mean, I don't mess with any of that bad stuff. But anyway, they do some kind of kunja. Maybe she just had the sight, maybe she just has the power of being able to see things. I don't know. I don't mess with that. So they pulled that within 30 minutes. They found out who had done it. They found the stick that he killed that animal with, and they buried him alive, Carolyn. But what they did that was so spooky was there's certain, like from the Caribbean and West Africa, all that knowledge they had from living there, they brought to Louisiana. This is all a mixed bag down here of religions. People don't understand it. Somebody got mad at me and was like, oh, we don't use Vadon for bad. I said, I didn't say we did. I grew up around here. You don't think I know about Vadon? Hey, I had a baby nurse, and she took care of me through adulthood that bought a kunja to make a doll out of to put a hex on my ex-husband, and it worked. She had this little doll made, and I said, what you spending your money on this? And I called her Mama for that means grandmother. She's like a grandmother to me. And I said, you believe in Jesus? You don't believe in all this? And she was like, well, sometimes Jesus needs some help. And I just started laughing, and I was homesick. I'd had surgery. And so I got the little doll, and I was going, help me. And it was my husband. And I go, let's burn it. And she goes, oh, baby, you're going to give me a heart attack. You're going to give your old mom there a heart attack. And I said, oh, let's drown it. And I was just fooling around. I wasn't serious. But then I had this little Hot Wheels car, and I said, well, let's run over it. And we did. I ran over it. And when I ran over it, I was going, help me. I mean, not 15 minutes later, he walks in the door, white as a sheet. We're sitting there. Well, I'm laughing. She's just ashing. And He's like, she goes, please, baby, please, I'm begging you. That's some strong Greekery. I said, oh, you don't believe in all that. He comes in the door and he goes, guess what? He's like I said, he's white as a sheet. I said, you got hit by a car. He goes, how did you know? And I started dying laughing. I said, cause my man Maybell done gone to the voodoo lady and bought a doll out of you, and I've been running over it all day long. He goes and turns to her and he goes, Maybell, how could you do that? I thought you liked me. Well, he was abusive to me, and she goes, her my baby. And so she just gave him a look. And I still know that lady. Her name's Miss Odette. And she calls me all the time. You got a turkey? You got a turkey for me? Your man don't go hunting? I said, no, ma'am, my man don't go hunting. Well, what's his problem? I need me a turkey, or I need me a goat, or I need me this, I need me that. I said, well, I'll buy you one. No, darling, I need me a fresh one for a ceremony. I said, oh, I don't know anybody. I mean, she said, didn't you work on a farm? I said, yeah, 100 years ago when I was in college. Yeah, I don't anymore. Well, can't you check around some of those places and get me a goat? I need it. And she tell you, I need it this way, has to be this old, has to be this color. I'm like, I can't do that, Miss Odette. But I said, I'll come give you some money or so you can pay somebody to get. But she told me when I was going through all that stuff, she goes, I'll hex all them people on YouTube. I just said, well, that's all right, because I want you. Don't worry, baby. You don't worry, BB. I'll hex them. I just laughed. To me, it's a funny story. Hey, you don't want to cross those people, but they blew this stuff in his face, and it's a paralytic. I guess they get it from some animal. I don't know. And it paralyzed that guy, and they buried him alive. They didn't kill him, and he didn't they just wanted to scare him to death, and it worked, boy. I'm telling you what, he never hurt an animal or a person. I think his life pretty much went downhill after that. I mean, after they hog-tied him and carried him down to the Vadon people, whew, girl. And I mean, I was a kid, and I went because they had a big bonfire going in the middle of nowhere. And I said, oh, my God, these people are going to straight kill this person, and I'm a witness. And they wouldn't let me leave. And I had, I knew what they do to people. So it's nighttime. I had sunglasses and a bandana over my nose and mouth. I didn't want any of that stuff getting on me and paralyzing me. It works just like when they put you in the hospital and they give you a paralytic. It's the same thing. But those Vadon people, well, here's a good way to tie this into true crime. Wait, did you hear about Lori Daybell? They think she used some kind of octopus to poison those people with, and then something else that they think she might have poisoned them with. And it's easy to get stuff like that. And you can get stuff like that online. Hey, if I really wanted to, I could get me some Vadon stuff right here. I don't got to go online. I know people. So if you want to come to my house and get paralyzed, well, be my guest. Because I provide this woman with all kinds of goats and turkeys. If I can't get her a fresh goat and turkey, well, I just give her the money to get one. So they love me. So yeah, then I was going to make a bottle tree. So I'll make a bottle tree so you'll know my house. Which you just come on, drive on up. And then I'll hog tie you and we'll deal with you the Cajun way. But yeah, these people are laughable. They're just doing all this because it's a thrill, because it makes them feel powerful. They're, like you said, they're capos, so they do it to scare you. and they want you to be petrified of them. And it makes them, they think they got brass balls, and they don't. If they were in real life, they'd get killed. And they're coming down on people for this. It's not going to last forever. I'm seeing some changes. I just saw, you just did a show about people getting in trouble for harassment. Because I caught some of that. So they're going to start putting people away.
Yeah, they're taking people's videos down for, I guess, harassment. People are getting sued, right?
I think the U.S. is fixing to have a major change. Do you remember that, God, what was the name of it? Because I'm embarrassed to say, I used to go look at it. It was kind of like a gossip rag, an online gossip rag with the Wired.
Yeah. Was it GoMe? Get off my
Remember
internet?
when the Hulk Hogan tape came out that made him look, he was involved in some horrible tape where he cheated on his wife.
It's not the Reddit.
The guy filmed it.
It's not
Reddit. It was on this really big, huge media company, and I mean, they sued him. He had an enemy.
All the blogs. They had have you ever heard of GoMe? Get off my internets. They covered all the bloggers. No. They covered like all the bloggers, and they would rip them apart in message boards.
Well, I know that. What is it called? Lolcow? They're kind of famous for doing that.
Is that what they're doing? But they're doing that too, because the GoMe site was mainly, back in the day, was about bloggers. And they would have...
Well, Lolcow, they just caught that girl on the internet. If you want to talk YouTube stuff, do you know that girl just got busted on that big YouTuber just got busted.
Can I tell you, that's creep show art, right?
Right. Okay. She just got woo.
But here's the thing.
She's crazy.
Here's the thing. I have tried to look at that to figure out what happened, and I can't even sit through the videos to find out. I'll sit there, I'll try to listen.
I'll give you the lowdown. You want the short story? You want the Cliff Notes?
Yeah, the Cliff Notes.
Mm-hmm. About Creep Show Art? Here we go. Creep Show Art was this big YouTuber that did art, okay? And on the internet, had a large following, was friends with a lot of other big YouTubers. In fact, I'm subscribed to some of the people she was friends with. Was the Glare girl, the girl that's called the Glarer? She's huge. She does a lot of reports about weirdos, and she's got a huge following. She's kind of unusual looking. Last time I was watching her, she had on black lipstick. She's very tattooed. But she'll do stuff about people being taken advantage of. So Creepshow Art was friends with a lot of huge YouTubers, big people that are really big in the real drama community, not in this crud. This little tiny part of YouTube is not the drama community. So she was going on Lolcow, and they'll let you go over there, but it's crazy. I don't know why anyone would do this, because the moderator's like, you can post anonymously. So she would go over there and trash her good friends, on YouTube that trusted her and liked her. And these are big creators with huge followings, not some little bitty channel. People, it just kills me, like they think, and no offense to you, Carolyn, you're growing and you're doing what you're supposed to do. When I was in the business and film industry and first starting, the first year they tell you what your projected earnings should be. Second year, your projected earnings should be this much. Third year, fourth year, fifth year. And so I started to peak at my fifth year, and I was really excited because I was right where I was supposed to be. So you're going through that. You're building your audience, but you don't have 500,000 subs. I wish you did. That's a big creator. So when I hear these people that are jealous of you, oh, she's got 30,000 subs or 40,000 subs. I'm like, really? You think that's big? This woman had big subs. She was married to a nut, and she had dated him. Now, here's where it gets important. There was a girl that he was dating way before her. She's a very talented artist.
I saw
She
that.
had
I
some
saw
drug
that.
problems.
And
She's been very honest.
He stalked. They
She's been
stalked
very
her.
honest about
Yeah.
her past.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
They stalked her, right?
So, yeah, they stalked her. And the whole time she's kind of being like you. She's trying, like you were before, she's like trying to be nice, you know, like she's writing them letters, you know, hey, I don't want to think it's you, but this is getting weird, because she starts to suspect them. But even though she's suspecting them, she's still going, oh, I don't really, and it's all because when he was cheating on her with this girl that he got with, the Creepshow Art,
right? Yeah, I saw that part.
she also, I guess, sang in one of his videos, and she made a comment like, oh, about Creepshow Art, that Creepshow Art couldn't sing very good. And so I guess that made Creepshow Art just couldn't let go of that stupidity. You know, I just would have laughed.
Right.
And you got two females trying to date the same guy. They're both idiots. But I got a lot of respect. I mean, the one girl I totally respect. She's been totally honest about, and I really do. She's just a normal person. She made some mistakes in her youth. What they did to her was horrible. I mean, I'm not talking, they really, really stalked her. And every time she would try to get her life straight, and she did have some drug issues, she had anorexic eating disorder issues. So, you know, this was really affecting her. And she has a child. And so every time she would try to get things straight, they would do something, and they would really mess her life up. I mean, really, really, really mess her life up. So she's still not suspecting them, so she's trying to write this stupid girl, Creepshow Art, hey, you know, what's going on? I don't want to suspect you. They broke into all her social media, changed her password. I mean, just evil crap. Like a hacker would do, you know. And I do know real hackers. So they got into it, changed it where she was locked out, couldn't get in her own accounts, bad stuff. And then messed with her real life in such a way that it was crazy, really crazy. The type of crazy where you do that to me, I'm going to kill you. That's not a joke, and I am not playing anymore. And that's what I told the cops. If anybody shows up on my property, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call you. But if they make any threatening moves towards me, anybody I care about, they're dead. And you know what they told me? That's your right. You do what you need to do. I got cops who've been to my house many times because without going into personal things, I didn't do anything wrong. But I had some issues with some people that were doing things wrong. And let me tell you something, it's not a good idea to do that because they're not going to take your side. They're going to take my side. They know me, okay, and they know that I don't look for trouble. I don't have a record. I've never been in any trouble in my life. So you're not going to find anything on me breaking the law. I don't even have a speeding ticket. So anyways, these people harassed her, but they were also, this Creepshow girl was also going on Lalcow, and she was writing all this mean, nasty stuff. Even wrote some stuff about her sister. Her sister's LGBTQ, and she was like, oh, I don't like my sister, and my sister this, and top personal family stuff. Her poor sister was in the hospital when this nutcake is doing this flake. So she's just putting all these people's business out, and she is trashing them to pieces. I mean, of course, they have receipts all over YouTube now. You can read everything she wrote is on Lalcow. What happened was the moderators got mad at her. They're supposed to keep you anonymous, but they didn't keep her anonymity, or I just screwed that up. I'm tired. So they didn't keep her anonymous. They turned her in. They told everybody, yeah, that's her. she's the one posting all that crap talking about her friends. And so they blew the whistle on her. So then she tried to, act like she was innocent and sort of try to be goody-goody, and I can't talk to you right now because I've been hacked. And then, a lot of people are not internet savvy. And a lot of these people, even though some of them been on YouTube, like the Glara girl, she was like, well, but then she started talking to people that were internet savvy. And they were like, no, that can't happen. She didn't get hacked. Her story was, you just the holes all through
But wait,
it.
I'm still not getting it. Wait, hold on a minute. So she was on this site and she was writing bad stuff about her family and stuff?
About her sister, about her YouTube creator friends.
Okay.
She's friends with big creators.
No, I know that, right? But let's just say a lot of these people are doing this kind of crap in Discord. Aren't they ripping apart other creators? What was different about this?
Oh, yeah. That's their Discord. This is LowCal. This is where they, it's known for them to be able, you're supposed to be able to go over there anonymously. I don't go to trash sites like that.
But I just mean, how trashy YouTube is, and some of these people go in real life and they still have channels.
Oh, like, yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. Have you ever seen me in Discord? Hey, I ain't even in your Slack, am I? You don't ever see me in any of those Discords. I want to join one. You know what I said about those Discords? Yeah. That's a D-job. That's the devil. You ain't never going to see me in one of those satanic hell pits, ever.
No, but Foxy, here's what I don't understand. Because you have people that, have done the most dirty things on YouTube, and they're still around. So what is it that she did that they're saying, oh my God?
She went on that LowCal and got the moderators blew the whistle on her.
Okay.
They're like, this witch is, this Accusations is saying horrible things about y'all and trying to act like she's goody two-shoes. They got angry at her.
Okay, but
hasn't she? I kind of forgot the details. There's some kind of rules they have over at LowCal about posting, and she did something supposedly wrong. To me, it just sounded like they were angry. They were tired of her pretending to be an angel while she trashed people. I think the moderators of the site just got sick of her. But they said she, violated some kind of little agreement. What kind of agreement do you have to make to go on some site where you can anonymously trash people? Yeah, so that would be like let me just give you the throwdown. That would be like, here you and me are friends, and we've been friends for 4 years now, and I were going on LowCal going, that Carolyn over at that Mommy Rambles blog, well, she's a real witch, and I hate her, and she's tries to cause trouble, and, just trashed you the end and back. But then to your face, I went, oh, Carolyn, you so sweet. Well, then I got caught because the moderators outed me to you, and somebody said, hey, Carolyn, did you hear old Foxy Bot was on LowCal just trashing you to the ends of the earth? You'd go, what? What's LowCal? And then you go over there and check it out and see all the crap that I've been posting. And Foxy, did you do that? Oh, no, I was hacked. I'm just a little mouton. I didn't do nothing. And she got busted. Well, then what really ruined her was that girl that's the artist. And here's another thing that just blew me out of the water. So everybody was like, when it first happened, everybody was like, well, she's talented and I enjoy. She was using other creators to do her art. It wasn't even her own art. She was paying people. Can you believe it? That would be like you using a narrator. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you didn't even do your own show.
Right.
You hired somebody to come up there and do true crime.
Lip syncing, and it was like Milli Vanilli, right?
Yeah, like Milli Vanilli, perfect. So she was doing a Milli Vanilli. She wasn't even doing her own stuff. She's known for creep show art. So you think the girl is sketching and stuff and doing her own
She was probably
artwork.
picking people up off
And
Fiverr,
no,
right?
she wasn't even doing that.
She was probably getting people off of
She was a
Fiverr.
total slum bag. Huh?
She was probably getting people off of Fiverr. You know what Fiverr is?
Well,
You get
yeah,
somebody-
I think she was, the site Fiverr.
Yeah, you can hire people up there.
Fiver.
Yeah.
She was. I think she was probably getting people that liked her and telling them, "I will help you." I think that's what they said. That she was like saying, "Well, why don't you do this and it'll help you?" But nobody knew that it was other people. Now the girl that she stalked for 6 years, isn't that horrible, or longer? Because this girl broke up with that doofus. He was a loser. And did you hear about the other thing she did? She went around telling everybody she was living in her car as if she had to live in her car. And she was just homeless. Turns out she didn't have to live in her car. The girl was making $20,000 a month. $20,000. I know. I saw it. She admitted $20,000 a month. They wanted to do it because they lived in L.A. and the crazy boyfriend said the rent was so high that they were going to live in their van. So, but she's going around telling everybody, "Oh, I have to live in my car and everything is so hard."
Right.
So, of course, you know what happens when you start what they call e-begging. That's e-begging at its finest. Right there. You mean you got your subs believing, poor little thing's got to live in her car. It's so hard right now. Send me $100. I mean, my God, YouTube's turning into televangelist. Really. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, you just need to buy my stuff. Yeah. I mean, we're going to get ready for the end of the world, Carolyn.
Right, like, I'm not going to be
buy my stuff. I'm Jim Baker.
Foxy, it's like
this. Make some money.
Foxy, watch. Watch this. I'm not going to be able to come on much longer because my internet bill is getting really high, and I think my microphone is breaking, and I think I need a new computer, so I'm probably not going to be able to come on.
And the kids need clothes
the kids,
for school.
Yes, the kids are outgrowing
School's going to be coming up in, September?
It's so bad.
Poor little Luke and Ethan. What will they do, Carolyn?
I don't know.
What shall you do?
They have only...
Whatever shall you do, darling?
I don't know.
And I got something else. I got to practice here, but I wanted to tell you some of my lines from Tombstone. It says, when they start picking on you, Carolyn, and saying ugly things to you, you just say, I want you to act like Doc Holliday. He is my hero. Okay, Tombstone is my favorite movie. He was a Renaissance man like me. I'm a Renaissance woman and a raconteur like me. He was an educated man, but he was a little bit of a scoundrel. And he just say, I don't know whatever shall I do if you would not be my friend. I don't know. Whatever shall I do if you don't like me anymore? That's what Doc Holliday said to the guy, I think, after he shot him. He said, poor thing, he was just too high strung. You know Daisy. You know Daisy at all. And what did White Earth say? He says, all right, you cur dog. You wanted a war. You wanted the thunder. I'm bringing the thunder, and hell's coming with me. And I'm like, Doc. See, the reason I relate to him is because Doc, he was fighting for his best friend, White, and the guy's, going through all with these crazy people, and he's like sick, dying of TB. And the guy says to him, one of the guys in their gang helping White says to Doc, why are you doing this? And he says, why? Because Wyatt is my friend. And he says, well, hell, Doc, I got lots of friends. And he says, well, I don't.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, that's what you need to tell them. You say, like, when they start picking on you, I want you to say, "Why, whatever shall I do? I don't know what I would do." I don't even want to mention the one's name tonight that I heard you talking about. Whatever I do, you critical thinker. Whatever I do, you critical thinker. If you wouldn't be my friend.
Oh my goodness.
I want you to start quoting some Doc, and I want you to say, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Yeah. Okay.
You know, he was, God, I love that character. That is my all-time, I mean, I guess I'm a son of a true, like I said, I call myself a Cajun Kuru. That means a Cajun redneck. Because half of my family talks real slow, and half of them talks Cajun. So, you know, that's why I can do that drawl so good. But, yeah, when Doc Holliday, you know, like when he was brilliant, man. I read a lot of books about him, but I love Val Kilmer in Tombstone. He studied with a man that talked like that in real life. And he said he talked about that, and he's like, I just love all those lines. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Well, whatever would I do, you critical thinker, you? Whatever would I do if you were not my friend? And I love it because he was so bright. You know, he spoke Latin and quoted Latin, and his big nemesis in the movie, Johnny Ringo. And he said, "That's Latin, darling. Evidently, Mr. Ringo is an educated man. Now I really hate him."
Chewy Gum, Foxy was just coming on to tell a short story. They're asking what.
Yeah, that's where y'all got me. It's late. You see, you get me on these vampire roles.
I know.
And then I got long-winded. But you just say to him, you say, "I get caught, I guess. Do what you do." And then you tell him, "In pace requiescat, may you rest in peace." I love that. I love that Latin that Doc does in the movie, because they talk back and forth, and he says, "In vino veritas," and wine there is truth.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then the guy says back to him, "Well, do what you do," and he says, "Credat Judaeus appella non ego." Let appella the Jew believe, not I. Luventas, I don't know, my Latin's kind of rusty. Luventas storatum magister. Youth is the teacher of fools. That's what you need to tell these people. And then Doc says to him, "In pace requiescat, may he rest in peace." But that is a brilliant movie. I mean, that's kind of how I think about, and that's like, when somebody was making fun of my accent, you know who I'm talking about. We've talked about that person before. And she got real upset because I told her I was using a line from Tombstone where he says, "Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like someone just walked all across your grave." And I told her, she was, being rude and a witch and a couchon. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna skinwalk all over your grave." She got it wrong. She says, and somebody was saying that I was gonna urinate on her grave. No, darling, that's from Tombstone. I just put my own little tribal throat to it. I said, "I'm gonna skinwalk all over your grave like a Luke-a-roo." So I just put a little Cajun to it, that's all. She misquoted me. But she said, you said you wanted to dance on my grave." I said, "No, I said I wanted to skinwalk on your grave."
Mm-hmm.
But I just make a joke out of it, man, because it's stupid. That's ego, man. That is their head talking. And that's why somebody is always referring to themselves as a critical thinker. Because, they're a critical thinker. They believe that Hitler would have led you up to a grand ending. Yeah, sure you would, idiot.
Right.
That's a critical thinker for you, somebody that loves Hitler. And to really make the world, we'd all be speaking German and sprechende Deutsch. That's what we'd be speaking right now. I got some ancestors that are from Herman, the German. I think I know a little bit about that culture too. Like I said, I'm a Renaissance girl. You know, that's my friend. People think we're dumb down here. They think because we eat certain things, we eat crawfish, and you know, we eat things that other people wouldn't, or we eat cornbread, you know, sweet potato pie. We either talk with the twang, or we talk like a Cajun, you know. We say como se va, my
Yeah.
You know, that don't mean we're dumb. We're very educated people, and a lot of us speak more than one language because we have this culture down here. Hey, you know, not my stepfather, but my godfather, he was Cajun, but he was Sicilian, Carolyn. His last name's Giordano, James Giordano.
Wow.
I just saw you boys making, didn't they blow up a mortar at your 4th of July thing?
Yes. Yes.
That's great. I think that's a lot of fun. I wish I had blown up some fireworks. I didn't feel good. I had ice pack on my head that night.
Oh, yeah.
But my adopted, you know, like, well, he was my godfather and was like a father to me. I mean, I love my father, but I had other men in my life that, God forbid, anything would have happened to him. I loved them pretty much as I did him, and he wasn't jealous. He was glad I did. And he taught me how to make a bomb out of beer cans and duct tape and lighter fluid. I wish I'd been at the July 4th celebration, because I'd have taught Luke and Ethan how to do it. It's a lot of fun. It makes a big sound. It makes it sound like a bomb. It don't hurt anybody. But, yeah, I got credit. And then another thing, if anybody wants to come down here where I live, well, my boyfriend is an engineer, and he knows how to build bombs, so just be my guest.
On that note,
He's quiet, and you know what they say about quiet people?
oh, I know.
They'll kill you.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
I mean, he'll hurt you.
They'll hurt you.
He'll hurt you. He don't say much, and he's real sweet and easygoing. But you mess with me, well, you're going to end up somewhere and nobody ever going to find you, because his IQ is off the charts. He builds computers for fun, Carolyn. You know what he said to me?
No.
I said, baby, well, these trolls and stuff, you know, about the VIN number. He goes, what are you talking about? We don't have a VIN.
Thank you for
I was like, okay.
Thank you for
Thanks.
becoming a deputy rambler, SpaghettiOs. But
Did you just have somebody join? I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go. I'm rambling, man.
yeah,
You got
no,
me
I'm
up
gonna
later.
Go,
I meant to go to bed.
yeah.
It's 2:45. I gotta
It's
go to.
3:44
I got
over here,
people
yeah.
to see and places
Me
to go
too,
tomorrow.
Me too, yeah, me too. And I'm
But
sure.
I love you,
But I love you too.
and
Thanks for coming on.
I hope I made them laugh,
Oh yeah, very much so.
because I'm always, you know, I'm trying to be comic relief, because, you know, I know these people are kind of getting under your skin, you know. And the thing that I'm worried about is I just don't want them to, like, I know you don't want to ignore them and you want to protect yourself, and I understand, because I can't be hypocritical, because, you know, when you push me too far, I can get crazy too. But I don't want them getting under your skin,
No.
you know, because you
They
got
want-
a good,
they
you
wanna
got
wear-
a good
they
show.
They want to wear my skin, but I don't want them getting under it.
Yeah, they want to wear it. That's the
Yeah.
truth, man. That's
Yeah.
the truth.
They do want to
You
get
know,
under
that's
it.
the thing that I think you're like me, and I want to ask you, is it true? You're not a jealous person, are you? I'm not jealous. I don't have jealousy of other females or
No.
males.
No.
Like, when I have women friends, I'm not looking at them going, she's prettier than me.
No.
I wish I was that skinny. I wish I had pink lips like Carolyn. I mean, you either love me or you don't. You know what I mean?
You gotta be comfortable with
So,
who
like
you are.
when you're, huh?
You gotta be comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, I'm confident in who I am. I know who I am. I'm a good person. I don't go out there blasting it. And that's another thing, too. I've been working on my spiritual life, you know. I've had a lot of illness, and, like, I've been sleeping with an ice pack every night, having 5 to 6 headaches a day. In fact, I just share something. I don't care. People don't bother me a bit. But they just told me I have a new autoimmune disease. That's why I've been calling in, darling. They told me I have a new disease and it attacks your own skin.
Really?
And if you don't get it treated, it'll disfigure you.
What is it? It's not scleroderma, is it?
It's likened to sclera, and they don't know what causes it, but they think that the body gets confused and thinks that your skin is the enemy, so it attacks you.
Wow.
And it's pretty gruesome if you don't get it treated. It can cause you to have surgery. So you know how I am. Like I told you, I'm happy-go-lucky, and I've been sick, and I've been on antibiotics for now over 2 years, and they still got me on them. I'm on this stuff called famomycin now, but they had me on antibiotics every day. So I just thought that I was having thrush, you know, like babies get thrush in their mouth and stuff like that. You can get thrush anywhere. So I thought I was having thrush because you can't take high-powered antibiotics and not, you know, it wipes your gut out. I take probiotics every day, I eat tons of yogurt. I drink yogurt drinks. But, you know, I just thought, well, it's just messing with my whole system and I'm having thrush. And so the doctor told me, no, you know, you got this, but I didn't really ask him many questions. I was just like, I'm sure it's nothing. You know, you probably I've been on antibiotics for 2 years. It's probably just thrush. And I just blew it off. And then I researched it, and I hadn't been taking my medicine. He had given me medication, and I wasn't using it because I just thought he was overreacting. And then when I read it, I freaked the freak out. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Because, like, it'll just cause you to, you know, your skin to glue together. And it's really horrible. So I was just like, oh my God, why didn't he tell me that? Wow. And my boyfriend was like, well, let's see. And then I canceled the appointment because I got so sick. And the pain is off the charts. So, like, if anybody didn't want to come pay me a visit, woo, good luck. I'm in a bad, cranky mood every day. And that's why I'm trying to be more spiritual. And I've been praying a lot. And I've been getting, like, I'm not one to talk about the Lord. I grew up in the Methodist church, and that's as close to Catholic, and I went to the Catholic church too. But like I said, I went to a Baptist school. My mother's people are Baptist. I've gone to their church pretty much at home anywhere. And we say in the Nicene Creed, we believe one holy apostolic church. And my daddy used to say that's why Methodists are perfect, because you can blend in anywhere. You can go Catholic, you can be okay. You can go Baptist, you can be okay. In fact, my cousins are so crazy. A lot of them are either real strict Baptists or some are evangelical. And when they came to my daddy's funeral, they're like, well, y'all are just normal and just like us. And I was like, what'd you think we were, Satanists? But they like their own churches. They're always trying to get me to go to where they want to go. But I hadn't even been going to church, but I've been praying, and that's why I stepped away too. I mean, it's negative. I don't need that negative stuff on my spirit. And that's why I call in with you and I joke about it, because you cannot if you start taking it too seriously. And then another thing, I've been around true violence, and that is not the way I want to live. And just listening to those people scream and curse and say filthy things about each other and gossip, that just wears on my soul, you know?
Yeah,
And I just
absolutely.
said, I've had enough. And
Right.
people are like asking me, where you been? Why aren't you in chat? And I'm telling the truth. I've been sick. That's true. But but I pulled out.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true too. I'm
Mhm.
down to one person's chat. I'm not talking to
Right. 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 Right.
them. You know, I don't got nowhere else. Well, I go other places on the internet, but as far as this part of the world, I was gonna bring you up, ask you to help this guy, but I'll have to talk to you about it in private. There's another YouTuber that I watched. He spoke a bunch of languages. He died. Um, his brother's real upset. I don't know though. I don't know if it's a family thing or if there's actually something suspicious going on. That he believes his brother was murdered.
Oh well.
Um, and I told him, I said, well, you know, I hate to tell somebody, you know, I didn't even know anything was going on. He went through some bad divorce. I've never seen the guy say a curse word. When I've watched him, when I was watching him, because he just died not very long ago, just a few months ago, and I didn't know. I just got the news. And so I went over to his brother's, and his brother's freaking out. Obviously, he went through some bad divorce. His brother believes he was murdered. Believes that this is kind of like maybe the Andracchio case, where maybe friends and a lover are trying to make it look. I don't know. I don't know enough. I supported the brother because, you know, when people tell me stuff, I like to believe them. And I don't know, but I don't know. I can't say. I watched something that his friends did, and they're saying no, none of this is true. That it was a heart attack. Um, I don't know. It's bizarre, but it's you know, I feel bad for whatever reason. I feel really bad for his brother. That's his family, and you
Sure.
know, he was very young. But he went through some really messy divorce. I've never seen him talk about personal things. I mean, all the guy did, he was multilingual. I mean, he spoke crazy amount of languages, really hard languages, Macedonian, Chinese, unknown languages that aren't really spoken that much, African languages from some of the African tribes. I mean, he was self-taught. Um, and spoke fluently. So this was a real shock for me. I watch another guy that's a big YouTuber that he speaks Chinese, and he was crying and said, "Oh my God, you know, this guy died," and I was just floored. I was like, "Oh no, how could I have missed that?" Because I watched these channels, and I was like, "Well, I've been sick, so I guess I just missed it." But I might let you look at it and see what you think, because one of my other friends that looks out for you, the one that I told you carries 60-pound feed sacks on her back, and she's
Yeah.
chewed some people out for you, and you don't even really know what a big supporter she is. She's very on the down low. She don't go around, you know, crap talking. She's direct. She says something, and she don't use cuss language. Really intelligent people don't have to do that. So she sent me some stuff, and that started making me kind of doubt whether it's truly what the brother thinks. I have nothing but empathy for the brother, and I can understand that, you know, when you lose somebody, that can make you crazy. But I don't know. It could have been, you know, for all I know, maybe it could have been a murder. I don't know. But maybe you can look at it
Yeah.
and tell me what you think.
Right.
Because if it is, like I told him before I did act on impulse because I cared about his brother. I'd been following him for years. And so when I found out the news, I was the English say, I was gobsmacked. So I was in shock. So I just said, well, I have a really good friend in true crime, and I actually have about 3 people, but I thought of you first.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I can call her. And if you believe your brother's been murdered, the true crime people will help you. And
How
so
old
he
is
wrote
the
me a
guy?
real sweet. He answered my little stupid thing came on. Stop. I have a new phone.
Roxy, how old is this guy?
Very young, just about 30 something maybe. His name is I'll just give you his name. It's and you can look at it. But it's getting a little strange. I mean, I'm a little bit kind of acted impulsively. Of course, when you find out somebody has died and the brother's saying he was murdered, I'm a trusting person. I just went, oh my God, he must have been killed because he was so young. Let me look him up. Okay, he spells his name Laoshu, Laoshu, death. Just look that up on the internet and tell me what you think.
All right.
If you think there's anything to it, and what you're going to need to do is, now there's some backstory that I don't, like I said, I've never seen the guy cuss or use bad language or talk about anything personal. I knew he had a new girlfriend. I did not know that he had been through a bad divorce. Here's what I know. He died, according to the girlfriend that was with him, of a heart attack. The friend's video that I watched said that he had been having heart problems, was scared to death to go to a hospital, and had been self-treating. I don't know if any of that's true, okay? His brother says he was set up and that he was murdered and that he had scratches on him. He was showing some pictures, which I didn't even want to look at, and I did not look at. And I told the guy, I'm not looking at those. If you say he was murdered, I believe you, because I was upset. He's this really sweet guy. I'm not going to look at those. I believe you, and you shouldn't look at them either.
No, I can't. But I'll check it out though. But I am falling asleep, Foxy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to it. I'm gonna be real with you, or if it's just a family member that's just so grief-stricken that they're wanting to blame people that aren't truly responsible.
Right. Yeah, I'll
you
check
know what
it.
I mean?
Yes, I understand, and I will check it out.
I hate to say that. I mean, I don't want you to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. Because I did get a little bit nervous when I saw the friend say that he died of a heart attack. And I mean, I don't know what. I haven't been on the guy's channel. I didn't know that he went through a messy divorce. I didn't know about the new girlfriend. So I don't know if any of these things are true. It's friends opposed to an upset family member. So, they're saying the family member is crazy, upset, and I hate to say that, because they lost somebody, and that does make you crazy. But if you feel like it's worth your time, or if you have time, you can look at it. If you feel like you could help the guy, if you feel like there's anything to it.
All right, I'll take a look.
And then you can just tell me. But I mean, I didn't even want to really publicly talk about it because I don't want to put judgment on either camp. I don't want to hurt the brother's feelings, and then I don't want to accuse these people that it's his girlfriend, because they said his girlfriend got in bed with him after he died and, laid with him for an hour. And they were like, who would do that if they were a murderer? You wouldn't want to lay down with your dead boyfriend or husband. I don't know if they were married or not. And so they were like, who would do that? I guess they were at the hospital. Again, I don't know very much. I was gobsmacked when I found out because he was just the sweetest guy and so intelligent. And it's just really weird for somebody to know that many languages and be fluent in them and to be self-taught. That's mind-blowing. I mean, this isn't somebody that just learned a few phrases. This is somebody that can speak fluently. And he would go on his YouTube channel and talk to people in other languages. Like he'd go to Macedonian bakeries and stores. He would go to the Chinese people. He would go to talk to people from Africa. He spoke Polish. I was watching one of his old videos of him speaking Polish to a guy. And so I don't know. He was very young. He was definitely under 40. I would guess probably around 30 something, 35, 32, between 32 and 35.
Okay.
Pretty sure in his 30s because I was watching a video and he was talking to a Polish guy and he asked him if he had any kids and he's like, wow, you're only in your 30s and I'm 40 and I'm older than you and I've got 3 kids. So he had a family, but it's bizarre.
All right,
I didn't know it was going to end up being bizarre.
All right, I'll take a look at it, but I am falling asleep and I have a big day tomorrow, so I've got
I gotta go, Carolyn.
Yeah.
Me
So,
too.
but it was
It's
fun
3
having
freaking
you on,
o'clock. That means
and,
it's gonna be a long day for me.
Yeah, me too. So, but it was fun
Well,
having you on. And,
it's late, and when it gets late, I get rambly.
Yeah.
I could have in the daytime. I'm much more with it. All right, sweetheart. Love you guys. Love you, Shaz.
All right,
love you,
thank you.
Shaz
Love you,
out
everybody.
there.
Thank you,
Y'all
everybody.
take care on these YouTube
All right.
streets.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
And,
Love you.
and
God
be
bless.
careful.
All right, bye. Thank you. Thank you, Caroline, Sheldon. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Caroline, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I think I did acknowledge that she's a liar, and no worries. She accused me of being you. No worries there, okay? Yeah, I think I did acknowledge that she was lying. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And everybody take care. Good night. Bye-bye.